giving peace. The people is giving the damage. The people is giving the The people is giving the damage. The people is giving the give it all. All that I got will never stop. I give it all. Straight to the top, will never stop. I give it all. All that I have, I let it be. Cause nobody's better than me. What do you see? Give it all. Yeah, all that I got, I give it everything. They lost the plot, they think I'm menacing. They wanna talk, but I ain't settling. Circle is tight, feeling like wedding rings. Whole lot of globe fighting, man, they don't know nada. Bro, gotta show something to me and go harder. So proper, nah, not that, we sure gotta give it all raw now, like Don Dallas. All that I got will never stop. I give it all. Straight to the top, will never fly. I give it all. They won't be rocked, I never blow. I give it all. Whoa, what you say, my man? Give it all. Whoa, hey, give it all, give it all. Whoa, yeah, stand tall, give it all. All that I have, I let it be. Cause nobody's better than me. What do you see? Give it all. What do you think when people look at me? 100 degrees tougher than Booker T. Couldn't agree more, but could it be? I think higher than them all. Truthfully, my pen fire and then some. A body addendum. Take this whole thing for ransom. Give it all I got for attention. Not a mention of life well lived, for instance. Give it all.
Battle the kid is white flags. Not on my level where I stand. Got it, I'm shooting a hot hand. Out of the gym, I was locked out. I failed, the kid was a dropout. I changed the game and it's up now. The city, they need me, it's clear now. The people is giving the damage. The people is giving the
Sandman, I can tap dance through the energy blast. Run flat, never pop your orbit. I keep energy in storage. I see spinning the globe, my fingertip itch. If I could pluck the earthquake hit, look at the wrist, look at your body, I shake it and shift. Big fish in a small pond, Godzilla with a boot on. I step into your lawn, turn skyscrapers into croutons. Hit the button going high speed, need a megaphone to announce me. I move through the pygmies and the top pick, got a big fleece. Sit back, better breathe deep. Look around and they looking at me. 10 toes still never defeat. Push button never needed a key. I see they ain't ready for me. Hot boy still 100 degrees. I cross eyes and I dotted the T's. E&D till I leave in peace.
The people is giving the damage. The people is giving the The people is giving the damage. The people is giving the
And that's not good enough. That's the problem. I've got it right now. I don't even like the audio, and it's coming from the internal. So if you could mess with it, maybe give me the audio one would be coming from the mic. Channel 5. Okay. Check 1, 2, 3. So yeah, I can hear it. This sounds like shit. Like shit. Like it's just garbage crackling. This is almost done. Okay. Check. Test. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Check. I don't know if it sucks, we just won't use it. Check. Yeah, it's like, it's just heavily modded. And let me see if I can turn on the audio on this one. Yes, I am down on the sideline talking to a coach.
Welcome to Shelby, Ohio. I'm Zack Truax alongside Jonathon Langdon in the booth. Brian Skowronski is our intrepid sideline reporter. Jeremy Peoples is on camera. And, of course, you know A.T. Adam Thompson is the man to make everything go. Tonight, we'll be treated to a showdown between the Danville Blue Devils and the Hillsdale Falcons for a berth in the Division VII state championship game. You have to go all the way back to 1998 when Loudonville defeated Clear Fork for a regional championship in Mount Vernon to find a local matchup with so much on the line. Danville High School and Hillsdale High School are separated by only 27 miles, and OH Report has followed both programs closely this year. We'll hear a quick word from our sponsors, and when we come back, Jonathon and I will discuss what we think the teams will need to do in order to win and who those key players will be. Stick with us. We'll be right back after we hear from our generous sponsors.
At Knox Community Hospital, your primary care physician is more than someone who delivers your test results, more than someone who writes prescriptions. At Knox Community Hospital, your primary care physician is more than someone who delivers your test results, more than someone who writes prescriptions, more than someone who listens to your heart. We are your healthcare partner who takes the time to know you, listen to your concerns, and provide you with expert personalized care to make and keep you well. Because to us, you're more than just numbers on a chart. You're a neighbor and a friend. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community.
At the Killbuck Savings Bank, you can expect great products and service from a fellow Knox County Chamber member. Now offering premier card processing solutions and services, ensuring the business owners understand their credit card processing fees. We have a wide selection of card processing solutions that provide lower fees, faster payment, additional security, exceptional marketing features, and help to improve your business operations and customer experience.
Home and Kitchen Supply, we're building our future with you.
Contractors and do-it-yourselfers, this is Jeff Flowers from Home and Kitchen Supply, here to remind you that we are your best source for kitchens, baths, windows, doors, floors, and more. Quality products, friendly service, great prices. You owe it to yourself to give us a try. You will be glad you did. That's Home and Kitchen Supply, 163 North Diamond Street, downtown Mansfield. We're building our future with you.
Men have a way of doing things. A man has his way of eating, of exercising, of keeping his hands warm, and of straightening up. So, when a man faces a serious life problem like divorce, depression, or suicidal thoughts, shouldn't a man have a way to deal with that too? Well, now he does. I'm Dr. Rich Mahogany. Visit me at mantherapy.org.
Let's go.
Friday night lights. Get hype, it's Friday night. Friday night lights. Get hype, here we go now. Friday night lights. Get hype, it's Friday night lights. Get hype, here we go now.
our great sponsors who allow us to bring you this great football. First, let's start the Hillsdale pregame show, brought to you by Sloan Concrete, and we'll start with the away team spotlight. The Hillsdale Falcons are in a new situation tonight. For the first time this postseason, they will be the visiting team. Hillsdale is coached by Trevor Klein and brings a 13-1 record into tonight's contest. Their only loss was to WCAL powerhouse Norwayne. They've used a very balanced offensive attack to steamroll through the playoffs. Just when teams think they have Hillsdale's offense slowed down, they find new ways to attack you. Jonathan, as you looked over the Hillsdale film, what's your impression there?
Yeah, this Hillsdale team can really beat you either way. Running the football, I got to see them a couple of weeks ago, halfway through the season, pretty much against Waynedale. They love to run the football there. They also love to pass it to the receivers, get some yards after the catch. That will be big for Hillsdale if they can get their receivers open and get them around the secondary for Danville. But this team, they found ways to win, and they found some fun ways to win as well, Zach.
Absolutely. Who can forget the miracle in Massillon? And as you start to see the cheerleaders start to do their thing on the field, we're going to take a look at a video here prepared by the OH Report team.
Whenever you get an opportunity to still be playing on the week of Thanksgiving, that's definitely a neat situation and one that we're definitely enjoying at this moment.
Yeah, it's spectacular. It's really fun because nobody else has ever done that in school history, and just to be a part of it as this team and great team we have here is just pretty special.
It definitely does feel like a crazy ride. It feels awesome to be practicing on Thanksgiving. It's my first time ever practicing on Thanksgiving, and it just feels awesome.
9 straight victories for the Bobcats. They handle Hillsdale tonight on their own turf. A previously undefeated team falls here tonight in a big statement win for the WCAL crown.
Outside of that Malvern game, you guys have been pretty dominant so far in the playoffs. Do you feel like things clicked at the end of the year? Was Week 10 a big motivator? What would you attribute to this to?
After the Week 10 loss to Norway, it was one that I felt our players did a really good job of. They didn't let that loss define them. They regrouped and turned their focus to the playoffs, and they've been on a run as of late.
A lot of people said our line was not going to be that great, but the main reason we get off so many big plays and big passes is because of our line. They're just blocking so long for Hale to get him wide open throws for me or Holland or Brock or Jake.
I think our mindset is exactly what you want from a football team. Our defense knows every time they go out there what they need to do, and they know we got a good offense, and if the ball's in our offense's hands, we're going to win a lot of games.
Because he's got no receivers over there. Tips right. Lewis rolls his right. Throws up a Hail Mary. Here it is, folks, the game. Tipped in. Caught. Hillsdale caught the ball. Hayes McFadden caught the ball. Hillsdale's second Hail Mary of the game wins the game. It is pandemonium on the field.
It was crazy. I think that night I had like 30-some DMs like right after the game on Instagram. On Snapchat, I had probably 20 people add me that I had no idea who they were.
After watching Hayden catch that ball, nothing really felt real at all.
It was definitely hard to sleep. It was so fun seeing my family and friends after that game. It was just amazing.
It was pretty cool seeing all the social media outlets that were reposting and everything, but ultimately we knew we couldn't live on that moment for too long, and we knew we had to get back to work.
Snap down. Kick is away, and it's going to be short. No good. Danville is going to survive. It's a final. Blue Devils win it 42-41 in a heck of a football game.
I've been waiting for this game ever since freshman year. We lost to them in the second round, and I've been waiting for this game ever since, and I feel like I'm pretty confident this year.
you always want to go up against great programs, and I feel Danville's one of the top small school programs, and get an opportunity to play them again, because the game down at Danville a couple years ago, that's one of the best high school games I've ever been a part of. Obviously, I would have enjoyed that game even more if we were able to come out with a win at the end there, but I think that group that went down there in 2022 has also been a key contributor to our success this year, because they showed our players what it took to put it in the work, because they weren't an extremely talented group, but they were a group that showed up every day and worked hard, and a lot of our players on our team were on that team, and they've seen what it took to perform at a high level, and they've been able to transition that into this year, and it's been a lot of fun.
It's a revenge game, obviously, so we're going to get our revenge back for those seniors that, their season ended in 2022, I believe it was. We're making it to state. We're not taking that for granted.
I definitely do think we're going to win just from how they play as a team. They mainly just run the ball and they pass sometimes. I think that we stopped Lucas well, we stopped Cuyahoga well, and they both ran the ball a ton. So I think just our inside guys and outside backers are really just going to have to work this week, and I think we'll be able to stop them quite well.
Well, we just got to catch them in some coverages, and we just have to break down, because they're probably going to change their coverages a lot with our offense and try to catch us off guard. But we're hoping to get a few big plays, because if they're not in the right coverage, we got to take advantage of that.
Brotherhood is our mentality. We want to play one more week for each other. We're going to do whatever we need to do for each other. As a senior, they want to play more games for me. So, they're going to do whatever they can for me to be able to play again.
Thanks, guys. I think what's been so special about this team that's been rewriting the record books all season long, most wins in a year, most points scored so far, most rushing yards, is just how young a lot of the skill guys are. When you look at Owen Sloan, just a junior, he's going to be back. He's got all the records right now for rushing. Hayden McFadden, the big play wide receiver, also a record setter this year. But I think it all starts with their quarterback, and Kel Lewis, just a sophomore, and the moxie and the command that this youngster has of the huddle when he walks in there. These guys knew when he was a freshman, when he got up to the varsity ranks and he had his opportunity, he was going to make the most of it. So far, so good. Single game records for most yards, most touchdowns, and he continues to be a record setter for this team. I think if number 13 has a big night, look out. The Falcons and that high potent offense just be might. Moving on to Canton. Back up to you guys.
Speaking of that young quarterback, he is in our player spotlight tonight, Cale Lewis. 2,744 passing yards with 33 touchdowns and only 9 interceptions. Cale does his best work from inside the pocket. If Danville can't get pressure on him and force him out of the pocket, he can scan the field and find a wide open receiver. His 3 very capable receivers are all over 6 foot tall and will very consistently win the 50-50 ball.
You're exactly right. Cale Lewis, just a sophomore, and you can see the growth that he's going to have these next 2 years, but he's already here in a state Final Four, and it's all because of what you just said, those receivers that have been able to help him out in his first season as the starting quarterback for Hillsdale. Most of them getting a good amount of yards, getting a good amount of touchdowns. 1,000-yard plus receiver in Hayden McFadden, who is the Northeast District Player of the Year. Cale Lewis, a first-team member All-District, and he's broken 4 single-season records this year as a sophomore. So I don't think you can really think of anything else to have a dream start.
Amazing. And now let's look at the keys to victory here in our Sloan Concrete Hillsdale pregame show. For the Hillsdale Falcons, they will need to stay balanced on offense with the run and the pass and look for the big play when available. And on defense, Jonathon, I think it's pretty simple for Hillsdale. Stop the run, because Danville's running attack is as dynamic as Hillsdale's passing attack.
And that's going to be important, because it's not just one player, it's not just 2, it's 7, 8 guys in the Danville offense that are going to get the football on running plays. So you got to keep an eye on pretty much everybody. Their misdirection is some of the best that Hillsdale will see this season, and fit rightfully so here in the Final Four.
So that is we'll wrap up our Sloan Concrete Hillsdale pregame show. We'll hear more from our generous sponsors, and when we come back, we'll find out about what the Danville Blue Devils need to do to win and what the key players will be. Stick with us. We'll be right back.
At Knox Community Hospital, your primary care physician is more than someone who delivers your test results, more than someone who writes prescriptions, more than someone who listens to your heart. We are your healthcare partner who takes the time to know you, listen to your concerns, and provide you with expert personalized care to make and keep you well. Because to us, you're more than just numbers on a chart. You're a neighbor and a friend. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community.
Welcome back, folks, and now we start the Danville pregame show, brought to you by Valier TV. The Danville Blue Devils bring a record of 12-2 into this game. Their two losses were to Hopewell Loudon and Northmore. Those two schools combined for a 26-1 record, and Northmore is also playing tonight for a berth in the state championship game. Danville has been rolling in this postseason, outscoring their first four opponents by a combined 200-14. The last time Danville faced an offense this dynamic was Northmore. They took a 41-6 loss, but learned some valuable lessons on the defensive side of the ball, and the Danville defense has been much more stout since then.
Exactly right. Yeah, this has just been a completely different team defensively from that Northmore game. That was the shift for this team. That's what Coach Bloom told me at the beginning of the playoffs. And since then, they've only given up one offensive score to their opponents in this playoff. One of those was a pick six. The other touchdown was a pick six, and they also gave up a safety on offense. So this defense has been stout, but they've got their hands. It's going to be pretty tough to take down Hillsdale's offense.
And our great OH Report crew has prepared a video for Danville as well. Let's take a look at that.
You know, what made this group special is, start off 3-2, didn't play well in a few of those games. But these kids really decided to get back to work after our Week 5 loss at Northmore. They looked themselves in the mirrors and decided that we needed to be better all around, and they went to work.
We just have to do our job and do the little things right. Can't make mistakes, can't have turnovers, just be smart with the football, and, do what we know we can do best.
I mean, it makes me feel pretty good. I mean, the goal for me every game is to be in every tackle possible. I want to be in every tackle.
I honestly think we're very similar programs, in my opinion. They play in a tough conference, like us. Very close proximity between both communities. So, hopefully we both can have really good crowds on Friday night at Shelby. And this is what high school football is about. So just really excited for the experience for both of our communities and our kids. And hopefully we can give a good game.
Great job by OH Report crew. Hey, our own Brian Skowronski was able to catch up with that Josh Byers. Let's hear from him a little bit right now.
Now here, senior linebacker, and one of the catalysts behind this recent run that you guys have had on defense. You've held your last 9 opponents to under 2 scores or less so far during this amazing stretch. What would you most attribute to what you guys have been able to do lately?
It's a team effort. I mean, we gotta have all positions and everybody just firing on all cylinders, working together, and really getting the job done.
Recently named the District Player of the Year. Congratulations on that. Almost 200 tackles so far in the season. Give me a little bit of insight into your mindset and your strategy out on the field. It seems like you're almost in on every single stop.
Yeah, that's the goal. I mean, I want to before every game, I want to have the goal to be in every tackle possible. I want to make every tackle. That's the goal. I want to be the first one there, first one making the tackle, and yeah.
Going into this game, Hillsdale, they've been very explosive on offense, specifically in the playoffs so far, almost 45 points per game. What do you hope to limit or take away from the Falcons here tonight?
The big play, the deep ball, and 26 pretty good running back. We're hoping to shut him down. That'd really help a lot.
All right, best of luck to you tonight.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much for the time. All right, Josh Byers, the second in his family to get to a state Final Four. His dad, a member of the 1999 team, the first team to win a playoff game. Josh hoping to get one step further, punch his ticket into Canton tonight. Back to you guys.
So that was our player spotlight. Josh Byers, he is a big reason for Danville's success. Like I mentioned, Danville has only allowed 3.5 points per game this postseason. And Byers is a senior linebacker who can get all over the field. The big senior is leading the entire state in tackles with 191 this season, to go along with 8.5 sacks and 1 interception. Here's the question. Can Danville implement those lessons learned in the Northmore game and turn in yet another impressive defensive performance? Well, let's take a look at the keys to victory. What will Danville need to do in order to pull out the victory and get to the state championship? Well, on offense, win the line of scrimmage. Jonathon, I mentioned we both think that Danville's running attack is as dynamic as Hillsdale's passing attack. Danville's, they use multiple guys, and then they can run the ball. They use power run. They use a little bit of misdirection, right? And they just do a great job of controlling the ball and pushing it down the field. And that's what I think Danville needs to do on offense is control the ball and limit Hillsdale's touches. On defense, they need to read and react. I don't think they can commit too many guys to blitzing Lewis, because they're going to create one-on-ones in the back end. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think you're right. So this defensive team, like I said, they haven't been tested yet. They played in a pretty easy regional, all things considered. Defensively, they didn't see much. Last week, they played a Beaver Eastern team that loved to throw the football, but their quarterback struggled a little bit mainly. But you could credit that to the Danville defense. So right now, just a key for them to take away Cale Lewis, get him to roll out a little bit. He loves to be in the pocket. He loves to be comfortable. If you can get him out there, of course, rolling out to the right, that's how he got the Cale Mary. So that's kind of conflicting there. But still, if you can get him on his feet to throw on the run, that's where you're going to see him make some mistakes as a sophomore.
Well, in both those Hail Marys, he had nobody in his face. And when he's made mistakes, I'm talking about Lewis, the Hillsdale quarterback now, when he's made mistakes is when guys have been in his face and he's had to roll out. Here's my question for you, because you've seen a little bit more of Danville than I have. Can they get pressure, do you think, with just 3 or 4 guys to force Lewis out of the pocket? Or are they going to have to bring that extra guy and then put somebody on an island, one of those big 6-foot receivers?
Well, a matchup to watch is number 66, Brady Critchbaum, the left tackle for Hillsdale, taking on number 81, Caleb Lucas, who is going to be that's going to be a tough matchup for you to watch out for.
Hey, we're about to switch from video to audio only. This will be audio only from here on out as the Hillsdale Falcons get ready to kick off to the Danville Blue Devils. Danville will be on offense first. Hillsdale will get the ball first in the second half. So right away, we'll get to see if Danville can control the line of scrimmage and push the ball down the field. So at some point, the screen will go black, folks, but stick with us. We'll have audio only. And right there, here's your screen. You'll see the score, and we'll continue to call the game. Hillsdale is set to kick off. That's Hayden McFadden towing the ball up for the Falcons. Who do you got deep back for for Danville?
Wes Payne and looks like Cy Wallace. Those would be the returns, but they go to the second level. Josh Byers here.
Short kickoff, fielded by the Danville Blue Devils. Takes it out to about the 36-yard line. So Danville on offense first with a good return after a short, high kickoff. Hillsdale covers decently, but Danville with pretty good field position.
And we're going to see Jacob Hackman, the quarterback for this Danville team. He has had quite the postseason. 8 touchdowns in the playoffs, 6 of them through the ground, 2 of them through the air, but those were in the first 2 weeks. We haven't seen him throw the football necessarily well. He had 2 interceptions last week against Beaver Eastern.
Hackman brings him to the line of scrimmage, 2 wide receivers, one single setback. Receiver in motion now. Hackman gets the handoff up the middle. That's number 22, Aiden Burke. He pushes the ball ahead for about a 3-yard gain.
They'll be on the right hash here for second down. That's Aiden Burke right there. That's who we call Boom if you're a Danville fan. They've got Boom, they've got Zoom. That's Simon Wallace is the Zoom portion. We'll see him a little bit later, and that's the 2-back system that this Danville team has.
Hackman bringing to the line of scrimmage. Now 2 receivers set to the left, ball on the right hash. Running back in the sidecar, H-back in motion. Danville likes to run behind that H-back. Handoff up the middle, but stopped right away into the teeth. He pushes forward. Burke pushes ahead. It looked like Danville had Burke stopped for a short gain, but he pushed ahead for a gain of about 7 more yards. sets up a third and very manageable. This is exactly what Danville wanted to do, and that is the first time I've seen Hillsdale's stout defensive line get pushed back at the point of attack.
Yeah, this Danville team has some of the best blockers you'll see in Division 7, and it's not just the offensive line. Those receivers as well will help you out, and also on that last play, Caleb Lucas, the tight end, he was the one that really helped push Aiden Burke ahead. Here's 3rd down and 1.
Hackman under center, backs in the eye. Hand off to Burke again, and he plows ahead. Boy, if he could have kept his feet, he could have made some big yardage there. But Burke off the left side from the tailback spot of a power I formation.
Yeah, sitting on the left hash now, just getting into Hillsdale territory. So this Danville team, we talked about it, their running game is spectacular. They've ran it 3 times. They've gotten 3 yards on the first one, 6 yards on the next, and then a 3rd down. It's actually 4 times now after that 1st down.
1st and 10 from the 49-yard line, ball in the left hash. Hackman under center, 2 receivers, one to his right, one to his left, single back in the backfield. That looks like Cyrus Wallace in the backfield. It's Wallace. He gets the call off the left side, and he gets ahead for about 2 yards. Wallace the burner. If there's a thunder and lightning, Wallace is certainly the lightning.
Yeah, Zoom Wallace, Siren Wallace, he's going to be the one that kind of tries to break out to the outside. That time, though, he went up the middle, and those defensive ends kind of collapsed on him, and the linebackers were able to make the tackle.
Siren Wallace, apologies to his family for getting his name wrong the first time. Here we go. Hackman brings him to the line. He's in a shotgun. Single back to his left in a sidecar. H back in motion, now sets up. 2 receivers to his left. Hands the ball to Wallace off the left side. Off left tackle. Wallace had a crease. It was closed down by number 7 for Hillsdale. That is Aiden Hoffman. Good to see him back from being unavailable the second half of the last game. But not before Wallace is able to push the ball out to the 39-yard line, and Danville, 1st and 10.
Making strides right now, Danville. If you're your offense, you're liking this first drive. Got to convert, though. This is around the area where you saw Hackman throw a couple of interceptions last week.
First down's brought to you by the Hangout. Hackman in the shotgun now. Running back to his left. That's Wallace. Fumbles on the ground. And it looks like Hillsdale's got it. Hillsdale does say they have it. Oh, just a bad exchange between Hackman and Wallace. And Knox Lewis comes up with the ball. Kale's brother, the outside linebacker and H-back, and a very costly turnover by the Blue Devils as they had a good drive going. That sets up Danville on the left hash mark around the 48-yard line, 1st and 10, and that is a hangout 1st and 10 for the Danville Blue Devils.
Yeah, so
Hillsdale Falcons.
I talked about the interceptions that Hackman kind of had in that area. I didn't even think about the fumbles, but I'll tell you what, Zach, it is cold down there. It is really hard to hand the football off, and even just to try and throw in this weather. I'm interested to see how Cale Lewis does.
Hillsdale comes out 5 wide. Cale Lewis throwing the ball right away and just puts it in danger. Boy, it looked like number 22 for Aiden Burke for Danville. Almost, if he would have had his eyes up and looking, that would have been right in the old breadbasket.
Yeah, trying to play some short passes, get Cale Lewis going here early. 5-yard flag routes, I guess you could call it. Just not able to convert there. Still want to try and get Cale started well, and we'll see what they draw up to do so.
Hillsdale comes to the line.
They do have a
left hash mark, 38-yard line. That's a running back in a sidecar. 2 receivers to his right, 2 to his left. Another quick pass, quick out, and this time it's complete to number 2. That's Holland Young. Holland Young ahead for about a 7-yard gain, so it looks like the dink and dunk right away for Hillsdale. And I have not seen number 26, Owen Sloan, check into the game yet.
Yeah, he was shaken up last week. We weren't sure if we were going to see him. But that gain right there, I thought Hillsdale got shorted by the officials. I thought he got maybe 8 or 9, but that time they give him a gain of 6. We're going to see 2nd down and 4 on the right hash.
Third and four. 2 receivers to Cale's right. Quick pass now, but read right away and dissected, blown up by the Hillsdale defensive back.
That was Wes Payne right there getting in, making the first contact, and that'll be a loss, maybe just no gain. But, yeah, 4th down. Big play from the Blue Devils.
Hillsdale only able to muster 6 yards on our first drive, and it looks like Danville has so far solved the riddle of the passing attack as Hillsdale will punt. And number 10 for Hillsdale, Hayden McFadden on the punt the ball. Danville with, I love it, 2 deep men back. I don't know why more high school teams don't do this. 2 deep men back for Danville.
Yeah, Wes Payne and Cy Wallace, number 2 and 12 respectively.
Cy Wallace can absolutely fly.
They might kick Payne's way. That's exactly what they do.
Short punt, but Hillsdale wins the field position battle a little bit as they punt the ball down to the 26-yard line. So Danville starts off a little deeper this time. 1st and 10 from the 26-yard line on the right hash.
Now, I think the game plan for Hillsdale, defensively and even on special teams, do not let Siren Wallace touch the football today. As little as he can touch the football, that's a good job from Hillsdale. So punt team comes out. They don't go Siren's way. They go to Payne instead. They kick it a little short. They don't return it anyways.
Hackman takes a snap from the shotgun, hand off the left side. That looked like number is 22. That was Aiden Burke again, the big senior with the ball, and he just gets 1 yard. So Hillsdale tightening up the defense a little bit this time. The first 3 run plays that Danville ran all went for positive yards.
Yeah, Aiden Burke loves to break the first tackle. That time he wasn't able to.
Hillsdale committing more men in line of scrimmage, only 1 safety setback, 2 receivers to the left from the H-back to the left, handoff, running left. That's Burke. He's got the corner. He gets a crease down the sideline, and Burke ahead for a hangout. 1st and 10, first down. Just when you thought Hillsdale had it figured out, Burke bounces off the left side on a run play that looks exactly like what Hillsdale runs.
Yeah, exactly. And these teams are so similar in that aspect that they'll run plays that almost look identical to each other. But that right there, Aiden Burke on a play that you usually see Siren Wallace make where he breaks to the outside, he's the one to get to the first down past the 40 of Danville.
1st and 10 for Danville on the left hash, 41-yard line. Hackman takes a handoff. Takes the snap. It's another handoff up the middle, and Aiden Burke is having a game.
Yeah, Aiden Burke last week had a game as well. 22 carries, 146 yards, 3 touchdowns in a game where they didn't really need to use Cy Wallace too much because they got the lead, so they kind of just let their senior work. So he's pretty much ready for this game.
Aiden Burke ahead for about 7 yards on that first down play. Danville with the ball at the 48-yard line. Their 48-yard line, almost to midfield. One running back to the left, 1 receiver to the right. Hackman takes a direct snap, runs left, and gets just to the 50-yard line. So we'll see a 3rd down from the 50-yard line, 3rd and about 1. Danville, well, they're 1 for 1 on passing. The problem is they haven't completed a pass yet. They fumbled the ball. I was going to say he threw an interception, but he fumbled the ball. It was a handoff. Yeah. You're right. Thank you. So it's 3rd and 1 from the 50. Danville breaks the huddle, comes to the line of scrimmage. 1 receiver to the left, 1 receiver to the right, single back. Handoff up the middle. Burke bangs ahead. And on a second effort, they looked like it had him stopped again. They knocked him back, but Burke does not go down. He takes the ball out to the 45-yard line of Hillsdale, and that is a hangout, 1st and 10 for the Danville Blue Devils on the 45-yard line, the left side.
Boom, Burke. I don't know what else you want me to tell you because this guy just bounces off tacklers like no one that you see play in Division 7. This guy is a unit.
2 receivers to the right. Hackman in the gun now. H-back in motion. Running back set to his left. Hack gets the snap, hands off. That's Cy Wallace off the right side. He hits the 2nd gear. He hits the 3rd gear, and he is out for another 1st and 10, 11-yard run on a 1st down. Goes across the field.
Do you see the vision now? You send in Aiden Burke for 4 or 5 carries. He plows ahead, tires up that defensive line. Everyone bunches in to try and help out. Then they bring in Cy Wallace. He breaks it to the outside. That is the momentum. That's the pattern we've seen all postseason long from these Blue Devils, and it works pretty much on anyone they play against.
Kind of a thunder and lightning combination there. 1st and 10 for the Danville Blue Devils. Two receivers to the left, H-back to the left, running back to the left. Hackman gets the ball. He rolls to his left, throws the ball in the air, and that is complete to number 14. That is Levi Furray. He's a senior, and he's ahead for a hangout 1st and 10.
Yeah, he didn't have a catch last week, just 2 carries for 8 yards. But Levi Foray, he's been a big piece to what Jacob Hackman likes to do, rolling out to his left or right. He had a big touchdown pass to him against Bridgeport, I believe it was, one of the first 2 weeks of the playoffs. But that connection is something that you like to see early.
Foray ahead for a 15-yard gain, makes it 1st and 10 from about the 22-yard line. Hackman under center now. Receiver right, receiver left, single running back set behind him. Receiver in motion now left to right. Pitch, it's a jet sweep, number 11.
Aiden Mickley.
Aiden Mickley trying to find a corner. Hillsdale strings it out, but Mickley able to push ahead. Breaks
ball
the tackle.
Came out. I think the ball came out. Yeah, it looks like they'll call him down.
Out, but number 11, Mickley, is able to retain possession. There he is trying to. Hill does a great job springing it out. Oh, great block by number 12, Cy Wallace, to get his guy in the ground.
Looked like he kind of got the ball. He kind of came down with the ball, and it came out as he went down. So no fumble. But Hillsdale did recover that loose ball. It doesn't matter though. The officials called him down.
Officials called him down. So it's 2nd and about 4 from the 16-yard line. Danville threatening to score now. All runs, 1 pass. One receiver right, 1 receiver left. Handoff up the middle. That's Burke again. And he's ahead. Runs over a Hillsdale tackler, and he is down to the 4-yard line. Aiden Burke is just chewing up the yardage. Hillsdale has not found an answer yet as Danville pushes the ball down the field with a very physical running attack. And we said the keys to victory, control the line of scrimmage. They are certainly doing that as they have a 1st and goal from the 4-yard line.
And you got to give credit where credit's due. That secondary, I think it was even a linebacker there that was able to get Burke down just before the end zone. So this will be 1st and goal at the 4 in the middle of the field.
1st and goal. A super power eye, 3 backs behind Hackman. Pitch. That's Cy Wallace. Gets the corner, and he is drugged down right at the 1-yard line. But it was the old super power eye. Pitch left, student body left. Everyone just pulls left. Get a hat on a hat. Bam, bam. Good blocking by the Danville Blue Devils, and Hillsdale just closes it down, but not before Cy Wallace can advance the ball to the 1-yard line, making it 2nd and goal from the 1 on the left hash.
This is where Danville likes to get crafty. There may be some trickery going on here, 2nd down and 1.
My trickery would be run it right up the middle. That would be my trickery. And they do hand it to Cy Wallace, and he's ahead for a touchdown. And that puts the Danville Blue Devils up 6-0. PAT ensuing. Very impressive drive from Danville, starting at about their 26-yard line.
So you're going to see, well, not right now, but when you watch this back later tonight, Josh Byers, the lead blocker in this super power eye. Aiden Burke helped out as well. Both of them got solid blocks, and Siren Wallace was able to waltz in and got taken down right after he crossed red grass.
So that puts Danville up 6-0. We'll see. We'll take a break as soon as this PAT is complete.
It's a go for 2. Danville doesn't kick extra points.
Okay, so that's an interesting wrinkle because Hillsdale's kicker is just about as automatic as you can get.
They have a kicker in Caleb Lucas, but he's only kicked 1 PAT. He made it, though, but they don't really go to him.
Hackman hand off to, it looked like Burke, and he is stopped short. And so that is a very costly 1 point. But when we come back, Danville kicks off to Hillsdale. Stick with us. We'll be right back.
At the Killbuck Savings Bank, you can expect great products and service from a fellow Knox County Chamber member. Now offering premier card processing solutions and services, ensuring the business owners understand their credit card processing fees. We have a wide selection of card processing solutions that provide lower fees, faster payment, additional security, exceptional marketing features, and help to improve your business operations and customer experience.
Welcome back to Shelby, Ohio. Danville had just had a beautiful 74-yard touchdown drive, ending in a 1-yard plunge from Cy Wallace. And Danville set the kickoff to Hillsdale. Hillsdale just 7 yards on their first drive. Let's see what the Falcons coaching staff draws up for this second drive. Danville has it on tee, ready to kick away. There's the failed PAT, the 2-point conversion, I should say. And the ball falls off the tee. They'll set it up one more time. if it falls off again, they'll make a Danville kid hold it.
Yeah, it just tells you the conditions right now down on the field.
So
very
cold.
and the wind is making it even worse. We've already seen. Okay, Brian's telling me down on the field that it's not as windy as when we got here, but still issues with the tee, and this is going to result in probably some more turnovers later in the game.
Good kick away. Fielded by the Hillsdale deep man, and he is brought down right away on great kickoff coverage. Number 12, Cy Wallace, is all over the field. Just a freshman. Is that right, Jonathan?
Yes, exactly right. And that was Kyle Turk on the return for Hillsdale. They'll take over here right around the 27, 28-yard line.
Hillsdale has the ball, 1st and 10. They'll spot it at on the left. They'll spot it on the right hash. No, middle of the field. 27-yard line, 1st and 10. Let's see what Hillsdale does here. They were all 5 wide, have not seen Owen Sloan yet this game. Two receivers to Lewis's right, 2 to his left, 1 back in the backfield. Handoff up the middle. And Hillsdale just picks up a few yards.
Yeah, maybe 2, depending on the official marking. And, yeah, it will be. They'll be right at the 30.
Jonathan, help me get a number on that running back. I don't think it was.
It was Sloan.
It was Sloan. Yeah, Sloan is out there now.
But you got to wonder what percentage he's at health-wise. Is he at 100%? Because we didn't see him at all in that first drive, so likely not. But it's a Final Four game. He's going to be out there regardless of how he's feeling.
2nd and we'll call it 8. Middle of the field. 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. Lewis in the shotgun. Back, surveying. There he's got a man, Kyle Turk. And no interference called.
They'll call it good defense by Chris Mosier. And Chris Mosier is one of those guys that has really started to get involved here in the postseason. Just a sophomore for him. It's a close call. Mosier definitely wasn't looking at the football, but Kel Lewis threw it a little bit to the right, and maybe it was deemed uncatchable.
I think a better pass, and that gets the flag. 3rd and 8. Hillsdale desperately needing a first down here already, it feels like. 2 minutes, 14 seconds to go in this first quarter. Danville 6, Hillsdale nothing. 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. That's Sloan in the sidecar to Lewis. Sloan blocks. Lewis is back deep, and he's got number 2. Holland Young. No, I'm sorry. Yes, Holland Young ahead, and Young fights for more yardage on a great pitching catch from Lewis to Young ahead for a first down.
And that's a great job by Cale Lewis just to get this football out, because Caleb Lucas, number 81 in blue for Danville, was getting to him.
They were bringing Danville. We talked about, can Danville get pressure without bringing an extra guy? They brought an extra guy there, and Hillsdale blocked it beautifully. So Hillsdale now on the drive with the ball at the 50-yard line, middle of the field. Want to thank all 800-plus listeners right now. We appreciate you tuning in. And it looks like I didn't see who called timeout. Let's check the scoreboard. I didn't catch the call timeout. We'll keep it here during this timeout. So, Jonathan, vintage Danville drive there on the second drive, 76 yards, all runs, 1 pass, just enough to keep you honest. Hillsdale now comes out, and they've got the toughest first down of the game is the first down.
Yeah,
Hillsdale's
exactly right.
picked it up now, and they've caught the ball. They're getting used to the cold. What do you see from Danville's defense right now? You talked about those adjustments. Is it more of a zone scheme, or are they manning up more?
They were manning up on that one pass where Lewis was just off with his receiver, and we thought there may have been a pass interference. That was mostly man, but it looks like the secondary, they're kind of just playing a 2-deep safety look for the most part, and they're kind of just patrolling everything and then letting the man up from there. But it's interesting to see them kind of play man here, especially with the height disadvantage that Danville has with Hillsdale. So just seeing this, I don't know how Danville's going to be able to hold it up. That second level, these linebackers are going to really have to help up the middle, because that's where that pass completion was to Holland Young to get that long first down.
It looks like both teams, the scoreboard is still showing timeouts left as 3 apiece. So I'm not sure why the game's been stopped, but the game's been stopped for some reason. And we're keeping it right here as both coaching staffs are talking to their players. And really probably the worst thing that could have the worst thing that possibly could have happened to Hillsdale right there, because they had just grabbed some momentum and were had their first really nice positive play of the game. So, like I said, we're keeping it here as we try and decipher what's going on the field, why we've stopped. Hillsdale has the ball at the 50-yard line with the ball set in the middle of the field. It's a hangout, 1st and 10.
Yeah, everyone's kind of just standing around right now. Cale Lewis is throwing, just keeping himself warm at the moment. And it looks like what I've just been told by our producer, Adam Thompson, this is a TV timeout.
Beautiful.
Which is something we don't usually get.
We don't usually deal with those. So we're learning on the fly here with OH Report with this TV timeout.
So if you're not familiar with the reason we may be an audio cast right now with the OH Report is that we are here allowed to bring you audio of this game live, but there are other people here, Spectrum mainly here, that is going to be bringing you live coverage. They do have it behind a $10 paywall for you to watch this broadcast live, but we will have this broadcast when the game is over, restreamed around 10 o'clock is kind of what we've been advertising all week.
Very good. Thank you, Jonathan, for that explanation. 1st and 10 for Hillsdale. Lewis in the shotgun, Sloan in the sidecar to the right, 2 receivers to the right, H-back to the left. This is where they like to run off the left side behind that H-back. And fake to give to Sloan, throw to McFadden, short pass, and he skips ahead for about a 2-yard gain, trying to make defenders miss. Can't quite do it, but is able to pick up a nice little chunk on 1st down. He gets about 4 yards to make it 2nd and 6.
So just a short screen pass, and McFadden all season long has done a fantastic job getting yards after the catch, but Danville knows that. They're ready for that. They had 4 or 5 guys ready to collapse on him. So Hayden McFadden, number 10 in white, there are going to be a ton of Blue Devils keeping an eye on him.
Lewis in the shotgun, Sloan to his right, fake, give to Sloan. Reverse to McFadden. He's got some green grass in front of him. Turns the corner. McFadden finds another gear down the sideline and pushed out of bounds around the 30-yard line, but not before he can get a hangout. 1st and 10. Beautiful concept by Hillsdale there. Everybody went with Sloan. Great self-scouting. Sloan flips to McFadden. McFadden gets down the sideline, gets the ball to the 32-yard line.
And how about Cale Lewis, the lead blocker there on that play with the reverse? He's able to get a block and give some extra yards to his ball carrier, and now we sit on the right hash.
Lewis in the gun, takes a snap. Now he gives to Sloan. Sloan ahead for just a couple yards. And we talked about Sloan, is he healthy? But what you have to remember, this Danville team has seen some of the best running teams, small school running teams in the state. They played Mount Gilead. No one runs the ball better than Mount Gilead at small school. And so they're built to stop the run.
Yeah, you're exactly right. The KMAC is a running school through and through with the exception of Northmore. By the way, best of luck to them tonight. They're playing against Kirtland in a Division VI state semifinal all the way over in Minerva. This is the first time in KMAC history that 2 teams have been in the Final Four.
Great showing by the KMAC. Lewis in the gun, 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. Sloan in the sidecar, set to the right. Lewis back, able to survey. Got a man open! It's number 2. Holland Young was open, but at the last second, a defender came in and just broke it up. He had a guy open, just underthrew it a little bit.
Yeah, we're going to take a look at this on our screen. We'll let you know. But I think that was Siren Wallace, and yes, exactly right. He scores the touchdown on one end and makes the defensive stop on the other. That ball was a little bit underthrown by Cale Lewis, but still, Cy Wallace able to just get a hand in there and mess up that
Makes
play.
it 3rd and 10 for the Hillsdale Falcons. I got to believe they're going for it here. So 2 downs to get 10 yards. 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. Sloan set to the right. Lewis with the ball, surveys, puts it up, and just overthrows Holland Young on a deep out, makes it 4th and 10. Lewis goes back to the sideline for another conversation, but Young was open again. If Hillsdale can complete these passes, they'll be moving the ball down the field nicely.
Yeah, 22 seconds left here in the first quarter. Danville up 6-0. And we're going to have a 4th down and 10. This is what Danville did a good job of last week against Beaver Eastern, just forcing 4th down and longs. I know this is a passing team, and they're used to getting 10 yards per pass per completion, but this is a tall task for the Falcons.
Lewis in the shotgun. The Danville fans loud. 4 receivers. Pumps. Fakes. Looking for Kyle Turk. He's got him. Turk ahead for a 1st and 10. First and goal. Where are they going to spot it? Yes, they spot the 8-yard line. Huge play for the Falcons as Lewis puts one up, and Kyle Turk, not really known as the guy who makes the contested catches, but he comes down with a beautiful contested catch.
And that is a dot right there between 3 Danville defenders, kind of a triangle of Blue Devils, and still Kyle Turk able to escape on a little wheel route that he ran, able to catch it, perfectly placed by Cale Lewis. And that's just a sophomore there putting it on a platter, and he'll be doing that for 2 more seasons after this.
And that will take us to the end of the first quarter, with the Hillsdale Falcons 1st and goal from the 8-yard line.
At Knox Community Hospital, your primary care physician is more than someone who delivers your test results, more than someone who writes prescriptions, more than someone who listens to your heart. We are your healthcare partner who takes the time to know you, listen to your concerns, and provide you with expert personalized care to make and keep you well. Because to us, you're more than just numbers on a chart. You're a neighbor and a friend. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community.
Back here is Shelby High School on a 1st down, and it's going to be a stop here for the Danville Blue Devils. And listening in on the conversation with the coaches and their players here, they like what they're doing defensively in terms of the grit and their mental toughness. They feel like they just got to sit down and do their job. There's been a couple of times where they've been out of position. That's led to a couple of big plays, including that 4th down conversion. Now they're hoping to stiffen up down here in the red zone and get a stop. Back up to you, boys.
Thanks, Brian, for that great silent reporting. We had a run right, a pitch right to Sloan on that first play. Hillsdale 2nd and 10 goal from the 9. Quick screen. Oh, and broken up. It's a quick slant pass, but that was broken up by number. You get a number on that guy, Jonathon. 12. It looks like Cy Wallace.
Yeah,
no, 2.
We've said his name so many times here, and Cy Wallace able to lock down yet again.
Number 2, Wesley Payne on a nice breakup, and that's a play that's been a staple for Hillsdale, that quick slant. So now we have 3rd and goal from the 8-yard line. I have to believe if we get a 4th down, you might see A.J. Brown, the kicker for Hillsdale. I think in playoff games you have to take your points. But here we go, Hillsdale, 3rd and goal from the 8, right hash, early in the second quarter. Lewis back to pass, rolls to his left, nothing in front of him. Lewis tucks the ball. Can he make it? Go over the pylon. What are they calling? No call, touchdown. Hillsdale Falcons. Cale Lewis not knowing for his running ability, but when he rolled left, nobody was in front of him. He's got a
shrug right now. I think they called him short at the last moment. One of the officials called a touchdown. Another one ran over and changed the call, I think.
Oh,
they're going to on this replay as Lewis rolls out. Josh Byers goes to attack him. That is a best guy on best guy attack right there, and I think Cale's knee was down before he hit the pylon.
That would be the only thing you'd say. Cale's knee was down. He hit the pylon well before he was out of bounds, but I don't know how any other referee comes over and overrules the referee that's standing right next to the pylon. I do not know how that happens.
This is really, really close. We're seeing it again here, and I think he is down before he hits the pylon.
Either way, the referee closest to the play called the touchdown. And we have a touchdown. We have a touchdown. So A.J. Brown comes on for the PAT, and as I mentioned earlier, Jonathon, this is going to be – I think this is going to be crucial because Hillsdale has got as an automatic kicker as you can want. Now, it's cold, and I probably just jinxed the poor kid, but as automatic kicker as you could want, A.J. Brown is 63 of 66 on PATs this year, but it is cold. I mean, my feet in the press box hurt. So when we come back after this PAT attempt, we'll take a break. We'll come back. But let's see if A.J. Brown can put the Hillsdale Falcons up 7-6 with 11 minutes, 6 seconds to go in the second quarter. And it is blocked. What we talk about, it's cold, and a Danville defender able to get through and block it. Looks like Cy Wallace again. Hey, we'll take a break when we come back. Hillsdale kicks off 6-6.
At the Killbuck Savings Bank, you can expect great products and service from a fellow Knox County Chamber member. Now offering premier card processing solutions and services, ensuring the business owners understand their credit card processing fees. We have a wide selection of card processing solutions that provide lower fees, faster payment, additional security, exceptional marketing features, and help to improve your business operations and customer experience.
Oh, welcome back to Shelby High School. Let's see a replay of that blocked PAT.
All right, so we're going to take a look here at this line, and we thought it was Cy Wallace who got in there. I think it was actually one of the defensive linemen that you usually see out there for Danville, but they it looked like they ran that long snapper over, and you're not usually allowed to do that, so I'm not too sure about that, but Danville, they're really good at blocking punts. That's the first time I've seen them block a field goal.
So there must have been a penalty post-play, unsportsmanlike conduct on Danville, because Hillsdale is kicking the ball off from the 50-yard line. So let's see if Hillsdale can punch this thing into the end zone and force a touchback. Kick is down. Oh, so now Hillsdale player will have to hold it. So who gets the unenviable task of holding the ball, then getting up and trying to sprint down the field and cover your lane? And that's going to be number 34 holding the ball. I think that's Mikey Schenberger.
So they're not going to send out a 12th man. They're just going to let one of their 11.
They don't let you send out a 12th man, Jonathan. They make one of your 11
Well,
hold it.
sometimes I remember I saw a clip in college football a couple weeks ago where they let a 12th man go out and hold the football.
I've never seen that.
Immediately as it was kicked, he sprinted off to the sideline.
And the ball's away, but it's fielded short. Picked up by the Danville deep man. And he is tackled around the 25-yard line. So luckily for Danville, that unsportsmanlike conduct penalty they picked up after the PAT did not cost them valuable yardage. And they take over a hangout 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line. Ball set in the middle of the field. 11 minutes, 1 second to go here in the second quarter. Hackman brings them to the line of scrimmage. 2 receivers to the right, 1 running back to his left. He's got an H-back in motion to the right. Danville now overloaded right. Hand the ball off, running right. And, oh, man, Hillsdale had that blown up in the backfield. Number 15, Jake Haven, had great penetration, missed a tackle, but his teammates came in and cleaned it up.
Yeah, good job. Grady Critchbaum in there as well. 52, Brady Heller, one of the linemen. He got in there, so Hillsdale able to get the stop, and it looks like a loss of 1, so 2nd down and 11.
Hillsdale committing more men to the line of scrimmage now. Hackman brings them to the line of scrimmage. 2 receivers to the right. That looks like Burke to set up to his right.
They're threatening to send 5 here.
Now they bring two more guys to the right, so they're overloaded right again. High snap, a handoff to Burke running left, and he is tackled right away by the Hillsdale defensive line.
So they go Burke there up the middle, and it gets 4 yards. So you got a 3rd and medium, but I would say more for Danville that loves to run the football. This is more of a 3rd and long situation because really hard to get 7 yards through the ground, especially when that's your identity. And Hillsdale knows that that's likely where you're going.
Jonathan, a big name I just heard for Hillsdale, Grayson Alice. They had lost him for about 6 weeks, but he is back tonight. He's a senior, and he's a big addition to that offensive and defensive line for Hillsdale.
It's a state Final Four. I want to be out there.
And Burke with a nice run. Huge hole up the middle, but closed down quickly by Heller, and it looked like
it was Aiden Hoffman.
Aiden Hoffman again. Hoffman, another guy who limped off the field, but he's out there playing.
Yeah, Burke was going to try and push through Heller, but Hoffman came in and kind of sandwiched Aiden and kind of stopped him in his tracks, threw him straight down where he was, and that makes it 4th down and 2, and here comes Danville to punt. They're going to have Josh Byers out here.
Great defensive stand by Hillsdale. Oh, that punt is almost blocked, and it's low, and number 3 for Hillsdale lets it go. That's Brock Bauer. He lets it roll to the 22-yard line. So Hillsdale now with the ball and some momentum after a touchdown, and they force a punt after Danville had been gashing them all game with the run. So Danville with a costly turnover and now a punt, and that drive only going about 8 yards. Hillsdale takes over, 1st and 10 from the 22-yard line.
But you got to like that punt there from Danville. You're able to just get it off without it getting blocked. I'm telling you, it was really, really close. But Josh Byers, he's been there before. He was their punter last season. He was one of the best punters in Division, I think they were Division 4 before Division 5 before realignment. But, yeah, he's been here before.
Hand off to Sloan. He flips it. It's a okey doke. Going down the field for McFadden. Got him open. McFadden makes the catch. And Hillsdale with the flea flicker okey doke sends a ball deep to McFadden across the 50-yard line all the way down to the 40.
You're going to see on the bottom of your screen, if you're watching later tonight, Wes Payne fell for that. He went down, and Hayden McFadden just went right behind him, got past the secondary, and a big completion for Hillsdale sees them now with 1st down in Danville territory at the 40.
Hillsdale set that play up with that little reverse they ran earlier. This time they get him with what I like to call the okey doke with the flea flicker. Hillsdale now in the shotgun. Lewis hands off to number 3, Brock Bauer. He gets around the right side ahead for about a solid pickup of 5 yards.
Yeah, this is now going to turn into Hillsdale. Can you turn into a Danville right now with your drive and kind of just kill this clock? Maybe turn this into the probably with 8 minutes, probably not going to make it the last drive of the game here at the 36, but still take yourself down quite a bit and get close to this halftime.
So Hillsdale with 3 receivers to the right, to the left. Lewis all by himself in the backfield. Danville only brings 4. Lewis throws it deep out to McFadden. It is sniffed out and tackled right away by number 2, Wesley Payne. He's having a decent game, Jonathan.
Yeah, outside of that one where he got baited out of going ahead and let that flea flicker go past him. Good job to recover there. Makes the tackle on McFadden. And those 5-yard outs are dangerous for this Hillsdale team because McFadden especially can break a tackle and then be off to the races to the end zone.
I used to tell defensive backs, if he gets even, he's leaving. If he's not trying to block you, he's trying to run past you, go with him. 2 receivers to the right, H-back right. Sloan in the sidecar to the right. Handoff up the middle. Up the left side now. And Sloan pushes ahead for a gain of about 2. Boy, every time Sloan touches the ball, Danville's entire defense comes flying down.
Yeah, Greg Wilson there with the tackle. A little bit of help from Caleb Lucas from the side.
That was number 3, Brock Bauer on the carry. Sloan just checks in. Apologies. These white jerseys with the blue numbers makes it a little hard to pick up, especially for my old eyes.
Caleb Lewis coming out to give the play out.
So makes it 4th and 1, left hash, 31-yard line. Hillsdale going for it. Lewis in the gun, Sloan to his right. That's Knox, Lewis, and Haven in motion to the left. And timeout Hillsdale. Looked like Hillsdale was trying to get Danville to jump, and man, the Danville fans have been in this thing, Jonathan. Every time there's a big play, we're on the home side in the press box, and they get the whole stadium shaking, pounding their feet and cheering. So very impressive turnout by the Danville. Very impressive turnout and great energy from the Danville fans as Hillsdale came to the line of scrimmage on that 4th and 1. Obviously just trying to get Danville to jump off sides.
Yeah, don't be fooled. This Danville team, of course, they've got a big fan base over in Danville, but the whole KMAC conference kind of bands together for tournament games like this, and they all come out. I remember last week against Eastern, I saw East Knox varsity jackets.
Yeah.
Those are rivals, by the way, but they're still coming out and supporting Danville. They're only 5 minutes away. I'm sure plenty of friends across school districts, also some Clear Fork, some Fredericktown, so everybody coming out. Clear Fork, of course, not in the KMAC, but cheering on this Blue Devil team.
Here we go, 4th and 1, 31-yard line. The left hash, Lewis in the gun. Sloan to his right. Hand to Sloan up the middle. He's got a crease. Sloan puts his shoulder down, but he is stopped. It looked like Sloan had a first down for sure, but I think he's just a little bit short as some Danville defenders came flying up and stopped him cold.
This is going to be really close. It looks like it's going to be short. They may need the chain gain here.
And they're calling it 1st and 10. Turnover on downs for Danville. So Danville takes over just on the right side of the 30-yard line. Hillsdale moving right to left on your radio dial, so to speak.
Yeah, so Owen Sloan's going to get the handoff. He'll go to the left, but right there to sandwich him, Siren Wallace, and I think Wes Payne got in there as well. Those two have been phenomenal all night. Siren on both ends, Wes Payne especially on that last drive.
1st and 10, Danville. Hackman brings the line of scrimmage. He's under center. Receiver right, receiver left. That's Cy Wallace in the backfield. Receiver in motion. Hand up the middle to Wallace. He picks a crease, gets a hole, gets a second level, breaks a tackle, gets it all the way down to the 39-yard line. Cy Wallace on 1st down picks up about 35 yards, gets it to the 41-yard line. Across the 50 to the 41-yard line.
I think you could have had more here, Truax. I think he got a little bit greedy trying to kick it to the outside. He loves to get to the outside. He's the fastest when he's there, but maybe one little extra move, put him right towards Bauer to get him tackled. But I think he could have had a touchdown.
The rule I always like is when you get through the line, find the nearest hash, then find the sideline. He cut it back across the field right into some Hillsdale defenders. Here we go, 1st and 10. That's a hangout 1st and 10 for Danville. 2 receivers to the right. Wallace in the backfield with Hackman. Now it's just an old sprint right with Hackman. He gets a crease. He's through. He's got a 1st down or close to a 1st down. Nope. He's got a 1st down ahead to about the 29-yard line. So Danville has something cooking here with 5 minutes 25 seconds left to go in the second quarter.
Yeah, so 2 plays here so far in this drive. They were both pretty good runs, and we're probably going to see some more here.
So Danville comes out. Receiver right, receiver left. In motion. Up the middle is Wallace again. Boy, Danville getting some holes in the middle. And Cy Wallace right there. Boy, you like to see him put his foot in the ground and get straight up field. He cuts it out a little too sharp, runs right into a Hillsdale defender.
Yeah, so Siren Wallace that time not able to get stopped. Hillsdale's defense able to make a stand. So now we'll see 2nd down and 8. And you need some yards here, Danville. You've fallen into some 3rd and longs, haven't been able to convert. I would consider, with a running team, I've said it before, I'd consider 3rd and 8 to be 3rd and long for this kind of team. Just got to chip away.
They have it marked at 2nd and 8 right now, Jonathan.
Yeah, I'm saying they just need to get some yards here.
Get some yards here. And that's a handoff. That's Burke, and he bangs ahead for a gain of about 7 yards, maybe 8. That's close to a 1st down. They're marking it 3rd and 1. So obviously Danville going for it here. This is 4-down territory for the Blue Devils.
You opened the floodgates for me earlier by mentioning Mount Gilead. This is what they do best. It's getting 3rd down and 1s, 3rd down and 2s, and you see Danville doing it right now in a state semifinal.
Danville in the shotgun. Hackman with, looks like Burke to his left. High snap again, but handled by Hackman. Burke up the middle. He's got a chance here. Breaks a tackle, breaks another one, and drags Hayden McFadden in the end zone for a Danville touchdown.
And I see a sign in the bleachers that says boom. That's exactly what just happened right there. Aiden Burke with the touchdown, and now both Boom and Zoom have found themselves into pay dirt here today. In the second quarter with 3.5 minutes to go, Danville takes the lead.
Danville on now for another 2-point conversion.
We've got this one.
5 minutes. We've got 3 minutes, 38 seconds to go in the second quarter here, so plenty of time for Hillsdale with their high-powered offense get down the field. Danville requests to have the ball set in the left hash. It's set up, 2 receivers to the right, running back to the right. Now they motion the H-back and a tight end to the right, so we're overloaded right now. And Hackman runs the ball right, kind of RPO run pass option. He puts it down, takes it, and Hackman gets the pylon, and that's a 2-point conversion. That puts Danville up over Hillsdale 14-6. We'll take a break. When we come back, Danville kicks off.
At the Killbuck Savings Bank, you can expect great products and service from a fellow Knox County Chamber member. Now offering premier card processing solutions and services, ensuring the business owners understand their credit card processing fees. We have a wide selection of card processing solutions that provide lower fees, faster payment, additional security, exceptional marketing features, and help to improve your business operations and customer experience.
Danville kicking off the Hillsdale here. And the kick is away. Short kick fielded easily by Knox Lewis. And he has become adept to fielding onside kicks. That's his second or third one he's fielded this year.
Yeah, Danville likes to try some onside kicks. And I don't know how I feel about it, especially right there. Kind of going to the right of where Caleb Lucas was. And hold on, Zach. So a couple of weeks ago, Caleb Lucas had a Pat McAfee onside kick, kicked it right in front of him, caught it right at the 50-yard line, and recovered it for Danville. Maybe that's what he was trying to do, just went wayward to the right.
Lewis in the gun, running back to his right, three receivers to his right, and a bunch formation. That's the first I've seen that out of Hillsdale. Lewis with the ball, quick out. Oh, he had Haven wide open, but chose to go with, it looks like, Holland Young on the reception for a gain of 5, but, man, he had number 15, Jake Haven, wide open.
Yeah, and he probably could have gotten some extra yards, maybe even the first down, just using the outside.
I understand your point, but with 3 minutes, 15 seconds to go in the half, I don't want to give a team who can make chunk yards plays a short field to score.
Exactly right. 3 minutes left to go. This is dangerous territory, especially with the Falcons on the ball.
50-yard line. Lewis takes the ball, hand off to Sloan, no RPO, and no read option, and Lewis keeps it.
Look at the speed of Caleb Lucas. He rips the ball out as well. That was fumbled out of bounds.
He runs down Cale Lewis. Caleb Lucas coming across the field runs down Cale Lewis for a gain of 0. Hillsdale had that little read option snuffed out and makes it 3rd and about 6. 3rd and 6 from the 50-yard line. Ball set on the left hash. 2 minutes, 50 seconds to go in the second quarter. And I've got to believe, once again, I don't think Hillsdale goes for it here. Knowing that Danville's a running team, if they don't get it, I think they punt it and go to halftime because Hillsdale gets the ball first in the second half.
Well, if you're going to pass the football, make sure you complete it. Run some clock.
Lewis sets the pass up and throws a beautiful pass, just a little low and just incomplete. I thought he had him to it where only his receiver could get to it against good coverage. That's solid coverage, but oh, wow, the Hillsdale receiver not happy with himself. And as I thought, Hillsdale comes out to punt, trying to bury Danville deep, get a stop, get to halftime, because Hillsdale will get the ball first in the second half. That's Hayden McFadden back to punt.
And I think there for Hillsdale, I think you should have gone with a short pass and tried to run for the first down, because if you didn't get it, you run the clock. Don't give Danville some time to drive here after this punt.
Punt is away. And the Danville return man wisely gets away from it, and Hillsdale will touch it down at the 11-yard line. So with 2 minutes, 35 seconds to go in the first half, Danville takes over the ball, but they've had some chunk plays of their own, Jonathan, on the run game, so you could easily see Danville getting down and getting a very important touchdown here. If they can score here, make it a 2-possession game, even with Hillsdale getting the ball first and second half.
Watch out right now. They've got Siren Wallace and under center. Hackman's under center, but they've got Siren Wallace back there. He's capable of some big-time runs with his speed.
Hackman under center, old power I formation, give to the tailback. And as you said, Wallace with the give, breaks a couple tackles, and pulled down by number 20, Kyle Turk.
He almost had it, Zach. He almost had it. That was a shoestring tackle around the 28-yard line to keep him down, to take him down, but he could have very easily gotten past enemy territory.
Wallace breaks a tackle at the line of scrimmage and a tackle at the second level, and then is hunted down by Kyle Turk, but not before he can get a hangout 1st and 10, set up on the right hash from the 28-yard line. Hackman under center, single back in the backfield. That's Wallace again. Receiver in motion. Toss to the receiver, and that is sniffed out quickly by Hillsdale, but we have a flag.
I think this might go on 54. Owen Gronberg might have held downfield.
I think if I'm Hillsdale, I decline that penalty. We'll see, though.
Now it's a face mask on the defense.
Oh, brutal. Brutal penalty on the Falcons. And that pushes the ball ahead 15 yards. Well, hold on. Hold on, we'll see what's going on here. The chain gang's not moving just yet.
There they go.
Now the chain gang moves, so we'll have a hangout 1st and 10 after a very costly face mask penalty by the Hillsdale Falcons. That gets the ball to the 43-yard line on the right hash. 1 minute, 54 seconds left.
And we're going to have, it looks like another TV timeout with 1:51 to go.
So if we do, in fact, have a TV timeout here, we will also take a break. Getting some indications from the referees here.
See, it's the wild, wild west out here because we don't know what's going on because we had a TV timeout in the first quarter.
And no TV timeout.
We're in the same point right now, and there is no TV timeout. So we're just going to keep on turning.
They reset the play clock. Hackman in the gun, 2 receivers to his left, a wing back, an H-back to his right. Burke in the sidecar to his left. Wallace in motion. Give to Wallace off the left side.
Look at these wide receiver blockers.
Blocking downfield. Wallace breaks a tackle and drags a carry, breaks another tackle, and advances the ball all the way down to the, it looks like, 18-yard line of Hillsdale. And we talked about it. Hillsdale can make some chunk plays in the running game, and they are not requiring all of this clock. 1:54 left to go in the third quarter, and that sets up Danville with a 1st and 10 from, they're calling it the 19-yard line.
And, Zach, we talked on the phone yesterday, and I told you about these receivers for Danville, and they're just as good at blocking as they are at catching the football. And down the field, they were the ones that really helped Siren break out for that long gain. Credit to the receivers for the blocking game. And I'm seeing it right now on our replay screen. It looks like Caleb Lucas led the way, also Payne on the far side. Good job by Danville as now we take that TV timeout.
So stick with us. After this TV timeout, we'll be right back.
Home and Kitchen Supply, we're building our future with you.
Contractors and do-it-yourselfers, this is Jeff Flowers from Home and Kitchen Supply, here to remind you that we are your best source for kitchens, baths, windows, doors, floors, and more. Quality products, friendly service, great prices. You owe it to yourself to give us a try. You will be glad you did. That's Home and Kitchen Supply, 163 North Diamond Street, downtown Mansfield. We're building our future with you.
And that looks like Cy Wallace again, and he gets Danville to the 10-yard line. They're picking up 10 yards a chunk every time they hand the ball off here, Jonathan.
Yeah, you're right. And right there, just kind of turning down this clock. They know that Hillsdale, with their passing game, they could get something late as well. So you can't take that away from them. So now you just got to drain this clock, manage the game. You know that your red zone offense is very efficient, so just trust it and drain it.
2nd and 3 here on the right hash. Hackman under center. Handoff up the middle to Wallace. He runs behind his pads.
That's Burke.
It's Burke. Almost untouched. Burke goes in for a touchdown, and that puts Danville up 20-6 on the Hillsdale Falcons, and we're waiting for the ensuing 2-point conversion attempt.
And now you're getting into the danger zone if you're Hillsdale because a lot of scores are starting to go up for Danville.
And Burke, with both hands on the football, he was just looking for contact and never found it. And the ball is set up in the middle of the field here. Danville 2-point conversion. 2 receivers to the left. Single back behind Hackman. H-back goes in motion. Handoff to Burke, and he pushes ahead for an easy 2-point conversion, and Danville making it look easy now.
Yeah, that's what Danville's done all postseason long, and you see it there again.
So we'll stay here. Won't be taking a break. Danville now up 22-6, so it's a full 2-possession game, and you really take A.J. Brown out of the equation. If you're Hillsdale, you score, you're chasing points now. You've got to go for 2 your next 2 possessions if you score. And Hillsdale, like I said, Hillsdale will have the ball first in the second half, and they have about a minute here to try and get something pushed down the field.
Yeah, last week Hillsdale was able to put it on Cuyahoga Heights early. They scored 21 points in the first quarter. Kind of seeing the inverse of that here today. Danville up 22-6, getting close to the end of the first half, and now Hillsdale's going to be the one that maybe has to start going to a playbook that they don't really want to be running here in this game, just trying to get back.
Ball teed up. Let's see if Danville kicks it short again or kicks it deep. This is going to be interesting.
Yes. Definitely deep, in my opinion.
You would think that, but I would think definitely deep on the last kickoff too. And they kick it deep. Fielded. And the Hillsdale guy's got a crease, but it shuts down quickly, but not before he can advance the ball all the way to the 39-yard line.
Good job by Kyle Turk.
Kyle Turk having a nice game. Had a nice reception earlier. They're a good kickoff return. Puts Hillsdale in good position. I think if you're Hillsdale and you can get to the ball to about the 40-yard line, you have a chance at another Hail Mary.
Couldn't write a better script, can you, Zach? Because we always find ourselves in this situation with this Hillsdale team.
1st and 10 for the Falcons on the right hash. 58 seconds to go. 2 receivers to the left. H-back to the left. Lewis got the ball in the gun. Throws it deep. Holland Young is wide open and falls down to catch it. If that ball's on his shoulder pads and he's running, that's trouble.
Well, after a play like that, you may not even need a Hail Mary. They're going to go no huddle here.
1st and 10, 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left, single back. Lewis in the gun,
line.
throwing again, got a man open again. It's number 2, Young, having a game. Easily one of the best games of his career so far as a Falcon, and he has another 1st and 10 for the Falcons as they're on the march from the 36-yard line. 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. Lewis with the ball, surveys, throws, got a man open. That is McFadden. It's Brock Bauer, and he gets the ball to the 3-yard line.
It's actually Holland Young. That's his 3rd catch of the drive.
Thank you for correcting me, Jonathan. Holland Young again with another. Oh, and it's coming back, holding on Hillsdale. Holland Young had another beautiful reception. Lewis has definitely gotten to his groove here in this last minute. They were driving. It took all of 25 seconds to advance the ball down the field, but another costly penalty.
Yeah,
for
they
Hillsdale.
were at the 36-yard line on that last play. They're going to move all the way back to the 46 after this 10-yard holding call, but they are in Danville territory, so as we said earlier, there may be still be a Hail Mary in the card, or should I say a Kale Mary?
Kale Mary. Hillsdale had Danville stuffed.
Timeout Hillsdale, by the way.
Timeout Hillsdale. Hillsdale had Danville stuffed earlier when they tried to run a jet sweep, and it was going to be 2nd and about 14, and they had a face mask. Advances the ball 15 yards. Danville pushes the ball down the field and scores. That was a costly penalty. Right there, Hillsdale was going to be set up 1st and goal from the 2, and they get popped for holding, and that makes it 1st and 21. Right? Hold on.
That should be 10, just 1st and 20.
10. Yeah, you're right, about 1st and about 20. So 1st and 20, but holding a spot foul, so if they call it in the backfield, that's when you might move it back a few more than 10 yards. Might have had more than a 1st and 20. But looks like we are Hillsdale called timeout. They're saying one timeout left, 27 seconds left on the board, but Hillsdale has shown the ability to pick up chunk yardage in a hurry. It only took them 27 seconds to go from about the 39 or the 35 to the 2. Let's see what they have here.
You're going to see these linebackers for Danville drop back in coverage.
2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. Lewis throws it deep, and should have been picked off by Cy Wallace, and he just flat out drops it. Lewis not afraid to throw into coverage. Cy Wallace just kind of playing center field from his safety position.
Yeah, I'll defend Cy here. That was a tough ball to bring in. He went up with one hand. He wasn't able to bring it down. So able to get it down. So now it's 2nd down and 20, but 22 seconds left. There's still time for the Falcons to do something.
We got a penalty on Danville now. I missed the penalty, but it is a 15-yarder, maybe roughing the passer or a face mask, but it's a full 15-yarder.
I didn't think there was anyone near Kale on there.
They're calling it 1st and 3. I don't know how that is. It should be 2nd and 3. But anyways, Lewis with the ball, takes a snap, got a man open and just overshoots him. That was Kyle Turk again. He was shooting for, just overshoots Turk. And they've got it marked 2nd and about 3 right now from the 29-yard line. Right hash, 17 seconds left. Catch our breath a little bit. 2nd and 3, must have been some sort of personal foul. So stick with us. Before we go to half, we'll hear from Brian Skowronski. We'll have an interview with Matt Bloom. Here we go. 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. Lewis in the gun. Got the ball, surveys, steps up in the pocket, now puts one up into coverage, but it's caught. Ball caught by number 3.
Hold on, Kale Lewis is down.
Brock
He took a
Bauer.
big hit.
Lewis takes another big shot, and he's down, but not before Bauer can collect the ball.
There's no flag on this one. It was clean.
They get him up. Hillsdale calls another timeout. I think they called timeout so Lewis wouldn't have to come out of the game. But Hillsdale in great shape here with 8 seconds and the ball on the 9-yard line. We'll keep it right here. Boy, Hillsdale has shown some real fight here at the end of this first half. And the question is, Jonathan, do you run a play here? It's got to be in the end zone, incomplete. You cannot get sacked or out of bounds, and you got to leave yourself 1 or 2 seconds left to get A.J. Brown out there and kick a field goal. Try and collect some points before the half.
Well, I think you go for the 2-score game, obviously. I think you go for the end zone at least once, maybe twice if you go quick.
Ooh, 8 seconds. I don't think with 8 seconds you've got 2 plays. With 8 seconds from the
I think a 5-yard out would take 3-4 seconds.
But if you're tackled in bounds, you're done. You have to. So you have to get into the end zone. So you have to run at least a 10, 12-yard pattern. So I think that first play takes 6 or 7 seconds. Leaves just 1 second. I think you got to kick a field goal.
You also got to keep in mind, Kale Lewis got rocked on that last play. I hope he's okay. It seems like he is. He's out here to throw this pass here, and with 8 seconds left in the half.
Here we go. 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. Sloan the sidecar. Sloan a very effective blocker. That's what they've been using as him tonight. Mostly is blocking. Lewis in the gun. Ball on the right hash. 8 seconds left. Danville 22. Hillsdale 6. Hillsdale will receive the ball first in the second half. I don't know. I think they're trying to give him a 40-second play clock, but Hillsdale's at the line of scrimmage. I don't know what the point of resetting the play clock is right now. They added a second, so 9 seconds. I've seen that be big before. 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. Lewis in the gun, has the ball, surveys the field, throws to the end zone. It's got Bauer. Bauer goes up and makes an amazing catch. Brock Bauer with the touchdown. Hillsdale pulls within 1 possession. And here's the question. Do they go for 2 or 1?
You got to go for...
No flags on the field. Beautiful drive by Hillsdale, and they figured something out.
You got to go for the 1-possession game here. If you go for 2 and get it, that's an 8-point game. But that right there is the weakness of this Danville Blue Devil team. They've got a solid secondary, but they're all pretty short compared to these Hillsdale receivers. So point the ball.
That was body position 1-on-1 by Brock Bauer. Yep.
Nolan Ridgway not able to make the play.
Here we go. 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. That's been a win combination for Hillsdale. Sloan to the right of Lewis. Lewis deep out, has a man, and broken up. So that keeps it a 2-possession game. Number 14, Levi. Say that last name. Foray. Levi Foray with a huge play. 4 seconds left in the half. And that keeps it a 2-possession game. Danville 22, Hillsdale 12.
That's a big play right there.
Huge play.
That takes you into the half with a 2-possession lead. You already said it. But the Blue Devils are going to be happy with that. 4 seconds left. They'll get the kickoff here and maybe if they have to return it, they'll take it, and then that'll be the half, or maybe they'll have to run a play and probably just take a knee. But
Now, if I'm Hillsdale here, I kick it hard and on the ground. I want that ball bouncing around way down deep, and maybe some magic happens and you can scoop and score.
That's something that Danville likes to do as well. Like sometimes Caleb Lucas will kick it off and just try and nail it off of like a leg of one of the guys on the first two levels and make it ricochet.
You want bouncing. You want that ball bouncing all the way down the field. When it gets to the deep guy, it's still bouncing and tumbling, and he has to try and field it like a shortstop while your guys are bearing down on him. Here we go. Hayden McFadden set the kickoff for the Falcons. And that's exactly what they do. Hard on the ground, fielded quickly by Danville. 1 second ticks off the clock.
Yeah, so they'll have to bring out their offense.
If I'm Danville, I take a knee because you can bet Brock Bauer, Holland Young, and Hayden McFadden are going to be back deep for Hillsdale, and those guys can high point the ball better than anyone else on the field, and they can take the distance on you.
And no timeouts, so that's definitely what they're going to do here.
So Hillsdale takes a knee. When we go to halftime, AT, what's the final decision? Are we going to be able to watch the bands at halftime? So I'm hearing that stay tuned. During halftime, we'll have the band show. So if you're a fan of the bands, you'll get to watch the bands. But we'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have the bands. Over.
All right, I'm down here with head coach Matt Bloom here at the half. Still a one-touchdown lead, but the Falcons able to drive down the field there. What did you see that allowed them to pick up some chunk plays really for the first time tonight?
Yeah, they're taking advantage of some of our cover four we're doing. We're going to have to make some adjustments at halftime.
Offensively, though, you score on your last two drives, a couple of two-point conversions. Things seemed like they're opening up for the run game. What kind of changed after that little lull at the end of the first and into the second?
Yeah, our guys are just being physical at the point of attack. Offense coordinator is doing a good job with motions, getting some confusion for the defense. So we got to keep our ground game up here in the second half and come out hot.
All right, thanks a lot for the time, Coach. All right, guys, we're going to send it in a commercial timeout. When we come back, we've got the halftime band performances, each of them coming out on the field. Hillsdale's coming up first after this.
At Knox Community Hospital, your primary care physician is more than someone who delivers your test results, more than someone who writes prescriptions, more than someone who listens to your heart. We are your healthcare partner who takes the time to know you, listen to your concerns, and provide you with expert personalized care to make and keep you well. Because to us, you're more than just numbers on a chart. You're a neighbor and a friend. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community.
At the Killbuck Savings Bank, you can expect great products and service from a fellow Knox County Chamber member. Now offering premier card processing solutions and services, ensuring the business owners understand their credit card processing fees. We have a wide selection of card processing solutions that provide lower fees, faster payment, additional security, exceptional marketing features, and help to improve your business operations and customer experience.
Home and kitchen supply, we're building our future with you.
Contractors and do-it-yourselfers, this is Jeff Flowers from Home and Kitchen Supply, here to remind you that we are your best source for kitchens, baths, windows, doors, floors, and more. Quality products, friendly service, great prices. You owe it to yourself to give us a try. You will be glad you did. That's Home and Kitchen Supply, 163 North Diamond Street, downtown Mansfield. We're building our future with you.
Men have a way of doing things. A man has his way of eating, of exercising, of keeping his hands warm, and of straightening up. So, when a man faces a serious life problem like divorce, depression, or suicidal thoughts, shouldn't a man have a way to deal with that too? Well, now he does, I'm Dr. Rich Mahogany. Visit me at mantherapy.org.
This has been the 2024 Hillsdale Falcon Marching Band.
It's always a good time. It's a poison paradise. So please, enjoy as we jam out to Toxic by Britney Spears. We are going to be doing the dance from our last song of the evening, Life is a Highway. Ladies and gentlemen, give one more big round of applause to the Danville High School Blue Devil Band!
At Knox Community Hospital, your primary care physician is more than someone who delivers your test results, more than someone who writes prescriptions, more than someone who listens to your heart. We are your healthcare partner who takes the time to know you, listen to your concerns, and provide you with expert personalized care to make and keep you well. Because to us, you're more than just numbers on a chart. You're a neighbor and a friend. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community. At Knox Community Hospital, your primary care physician is more than someone who delivers your test results, more than someone who writes prescriptions, more than someone who listens to your heart. We are your healthcare partner who takes the time to know you, listen to your concerns, and provide you with expert personalized care to make and keep you well. Because to us, you're more than just numbers on a chart. You're a neighbor and a friend. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community.
At the Killbuck Savings Bank, you can expect great products and service from a fellow Knox County Chamber member. Now offering premier card processing solutions and services, ensuring the business owners understand their credit card processing fees. We have a wide selection of card processing solutions that provide lower fees, faster payment, additional security, exceptional marketing features, and help to improve your business operations and customer experience.
Home and kitchen supply, we're building our future with you.
Contractors and do-it-yourselfers, this is Jeff Flowers from Home and Kitchen Supply, here to remind you that we are your best source for kitchens, baths, windows, doors, floors, and more. Quality products, friendly service, great prices. You owe it to yourself to give us a try. You will be glad you did. That's Home and Kitchen Supply, 163 North Diamond Street, downtown Mansfield. We're building our future with you.
Men have a way of doing things. A man has his way of eating, of exercising, of keeping his hands warm, and of straightening up. So, when a man faces a serious life problem like divorce, depression, or suicidal thoughts, shouldn't a man have a way to deal with that too? Well, now he does. I'm Dr. Rich Mahogany. Visit me at mantherapy.org.
Shelby, Ohio. This is the Sloan Concrete and Danville Valley ATV halftime show. Really great first half. Want to comment real quick. We've seen some comments online. OH Report never charges for video. Our videos are always free. We will have full video of this game after the conclusion of this game. Obviously, the audio is free. What you have to pay is there is a TV outlet that we shall not name that charges. So, like I said, OH Report always live and free. And let's kick off this halftime show with some halftime stats, first half stats. First downs, Danville 14, Hillsdale 7. Rush yards, Danville 244 rush yards. Woo!
Same old Danville. Same old Danville. You see it every single week with them. And 5 of the last 6 weeks, they've gone over 300 yards rushing, and they're well on pace for that here today. And only 11 pass yards. They've only had to throw it down the field once, but they did make that completion. So they're showing that they're capable of that, and that's what Coach Bloom told me before the playoffs started. They just need to prove to teams that they can throw the football.
Pass yards, Hillsdale leading that 152-11, so obviously lopsided stats right there. Total yards, 255 to 118. Penalties, 2 for Hillsdale, very costly penalties. 1 for Danville. And turnovers, 1 apiece. And I would like to note, Jonathan, I really appreciate you put Hillsdale 1 turnover because, yes, in fact, a turnover on downs is a turnover.
I mean, it's in the name.
It's in the name. I've had spirited discussions with some very good friends of mine about this. A turnover on down is, in fact, a turnover. And do we have – so we're going to talk a little more about it. We might break away real quick for an interview with Trevor Klein if we're able to get that. But those are the first half stats. The Sloan Concrete and Valley ATV halftime show. As I mentioned, Hillsdale has the ball, will get the ball first in the second half. And, Jonathan, we were talking about it. Here we go. Here's Coach Klein with Brian Skowronski.
Down 10 here through a couple of quarters. What was the message at halftime? What were you really trying to instill in your boys?
We just knew keep fighting. We knew there's a lot of time left, so we just got to battle back here. We've came back from deficits before, so just be gritty, okay, buckle down, and finish strong here in the last 2 quarters.
Big touchdown drive there at the end of the second quarter gives you some momentum coming out here in the third. What type of adjustments do you feel like need to be made to continue to be aggressive on offense?
We got to run the ball better. In the first half, we're having a hard time running the ball, partly because obviously Owen's dealing with some injuries. But we got to be able to run the football better and just settle down and obviously complete some of our passes. But I thought overall in the first half we played pretty well offensively. We missed out on a few opportunities.
All right. Good luck, Coach. All right, back up to you, boys.
Thanks, Brian. That's a great interview with Coach Klein. And, yes, in fact, they do need to run the ball better. We know that Owen Sloan is dealing with some nicks and bumps, but Hillsdale with only 30 run yards won't do it. One of my keys to victory today was Hillsdale need to be balanced to be able to keep Danville's defense honest. They haven't. But Hillsdale with the ball here in the first half, 2-possession game. Here's the question. If Hillsdale scores, do they go for 1 or do they go for 2? There's some couple good strategies here. I personally think from here on out, you just trust your kicker, go for 1, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, for sure. And even without that running game that struggled there in the first half a little bit, they're still able to stay close in this game. Just a 2-score affair, and they've got the ball back to start the half.
Hayden McFadden with the kick return up the right sideline, advances the ball to the 35-yard line. Hillsdale takes over with good field position around the 30. They're going to call it the 36 on the right hash. Brock Bauer having a great game, as well as Holland Young. Hadn't heard too much from Hayden McFadden, but I think Danville's rotating a lot of coverage towards McFadden. That's given Bauer and Young some opportunities.
Yeah, mainly Young. He had a good drive earlier in the game, had 3 catches. One of them was taken back for a penalty, though. We'll see what they do here in the first half of the third.
Hillsdale comes out.
First drive.
2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. They found a lot of success on that last drive in that formation. I don't think you see Hillsdale deviate from that formation again until Danville proves they can stop it. And Hillsdale picks up 9 yards on a quick pass, advancing the ball to about the 45-yard line, makes it 2nd and 1. Hillsdale's shown 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. You've got McFadden and Bauer left. It looks like Young and Turk right. Sloan in the sidecar next to Lewis. Lewis has the ball. Give to Sloan. Sloan ahead for a first down, but just barely. He's across. He gets about 3 yards. Very important first down for Hillsdale. I always talk about it, Jonathan. The toughest first down is the first down.
Yeah, just got to get your drive going and get warmed up. So you had the 9-yard completion. They got Holland Young open again, and he got some yards after the catch, and then there on the Sloan give, he gets the first down. So that's where we sit right now. Third play of the drive as Kale will go in the shotgun.
Sloan comes out of the game. Jake Haven in at that running back spot. He's shown some nice carries last week. This time, quick pass to Bauer. Bauer drags tacklers ahead. Very nice run after contact by number 3, Brock Bauer, dragging tacklers down and good blocking by Hayden McFadden. He gets up a little ginger. I tell you what, when these Danville tacklers arrive at the ball, they arrive with bad intentions. Number 81, woo, he knocked the whole pile down.
As a guy I warned you about earlier this week, Caleb Lucas is the best defensive lineman Danville's got, and even on the defensive line, when he's not rushing the quarterback, he can break away and get those short screen passes and get out there and make tackles.
Hand off to Lewis up the middle again. They're just trying to keep Danville honest at this point. That was 4 receivers again, 2 right, 2 left, and they hand the ball right up the middle to Owen Sloan. He's ahead for a couple yards, makes it third and a very, very manageable 3 yards from Danville's 44-yard line. Ball on the left hash. 9 minutes, 52 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Hillsdale on the drive, following that touchdown drive they had to end the first half. Lewis back, goes deep, got a man with the 50-50 ball, and beautiful defensive play.
That's Levi Foray again. We've seen him make some defensive plays in the first half, and here he is making his presence felt. Now going to make it 4th and 2.
Levi Foray going up and defending the much taller, it looked like that was number 2, Holland Young. Foray knocking the ball away, forcing a 4th and 3 for the Hillsdale Falcons. They've already had 1 turnover on downs. Let's see what Hillsdale does here. Do they punt or do they go for it?
I think this is go for it range, right around the 44-yard line. This is kind of where you can live with seeing Danville start a drive. Of course you want to pin them back deep, but you're trying to get back into a football game.
Sloan checks back in the game. 2 receivers right. Knox Lewis at tight end. Jake Haven at the H-back to the left. And delay a game on Hillsdale.
And now I think you punt.
Brutal penalty on the Falcons. Delay a game. Oh, that's heartbreaking.
We haven't seen many flags today, but when we have, they've been pretty crucial ones.
We've had 3 just really either drive continuing or drive ending penalties now against the Falcons. And indeed, the Falcons rush out their punt unit, and we're sitting at 10 seconds left to go on the play clock, and Hillsdale is walking around. They're not set yet. 5 seconds left. Hillsdale might get another delay game right here.
I know Danville bails them out. They call a timeout.
Wow. Danville really bailed Hillsdale out there and wasted a timeout. That leaves Danville with 2 timeouts left in the half. We'll keep it right here. It's 4th and 6. I got to imagine it's 4th and 8. I'm sorry. I have to imagine, Jonathan, the only reason Danville calls timeout is because with the ball on, you call it on the Danville side of the 50-yard line, just on the Danville side, the 49, you got to be aware of a fake punt here, especially with a guy like Hayden McFadden who's got the ball in his hands. So I think Danville very wisely maybe. At first I don't like that timeout, but then as the more I think about it, I kind of like it. Talk about the fake punt.
Yeah, for sure. And you're still going to see McFadden here back to kick this away, and 2 returners for Danville.
McFadden calls to the ball, gets it. He's looking and whistles.
They were going to fake it, but they were going to fake it. McFadden was rolling to the right.
False start on Hillsdale. Brutal penalties on the Falcons. Really uncharacteristic. And moves them back 5 more yards. If you were thinking about faking now, that is certainly out the window. As it's now, we've gone from 3rd and 3. Now we have 4th and 12. Disastrous chain events for the Falcons. McFadden with a beautiful punt. Gets it down to about the 25-yard line, but a really nice punt by McFadden. Danville takes over first, a hangout 1st and 10 on the 25-yard line.
And this is a Danville offense that ran for 244 yards in the first half alone. I brought it up during the halftime show if you're just joining us here yet again. They've had 300-plus rushing yards in 5 of the last 6 games. 3 in their last 3, they've gotten over that. It was the first round of the playoffs where they didn't run it as much against the Bridgeport team that they kind of already had the game decided within the first quarter.
So Hillsdale now committing 7 guys, 8 guys. Basically the entire team's in the box, but Hackman's under center. Pitch to Cy Wallace, and he is stuffed. So I think if you're Danville, Jonathan, I don't think I show that look again because that was easy to defend. They brought everyone in tight into the phone booth. Hillsdale was happy to oblige.
Yeah, and it's interesting because that's one of the formations that Danville loves to run. They like to have those wings on the end, and they kind of just motion one or the other, and then whichever one motions, you kind of go the opposite way. They're in that formation again.
Now
so
Danville in more of a wing T formation. Pitch it to Burke, and Burke is stuffed right away. Hillsdale, they've shown success against this wing T formation. Danville hasn't run this whole game, but Lucas runs this very same offense, and Hillsdale's always shown success against it. So it's interesting for Danville to kind of deviate from what's been working.
Yeah, that was the wing T, but no T. There was no receiver. It was kind of just everyone bunched up on the line, and that really gave Hillsdale a good idea of what Danville was going to do, simply just run it up the middle. So now you've got 2 receivers. That switches things up, and you've got a 3rd and long at 3rd and 10.
3rd and 10, Hackman under center, fakes the handoff, play action, got a man open, but Hillsdale closed it down, and I think we're going to get a flag, and there we do. That was as obvious a pass interference as you'll ever see.
I don't think it's pass interference, Zach. I think it's a hold because it wasn't a catchable ball, so I think they'll likely call this a hold.
We'll see. We'll see what the call is here, but no reason for that if you're the Hillsdale defender. Hillsdale had that thing covered up pretty well. Oh, I don't know. It looked like he pushed him down, but the ball was there.
It was a little bit overthrown. I'd be shocked if it was a pass interference.
It is, in fact, pass interference. They're moving ahead 15 yards. That gives another costly penalty by the Falcons. Oh, my gosh. They just keep shooting themselves in the foot here.
It also doesn't help because Danville hasn't thrown the ball very often, so it kind of throws you off guard, and they had an open man.
Danville in a wing T again, man in motion. Give to the up man. That's Burke, and he's ahead for a couple yards. I'm starting to get the feeling that Danville's trying to run the clock out with way too much clock left.
Yeah, you're exactly right. That's what Danville likes to do. They've already set the precedent that they can run the football. So Hillsdale knows that that's likely what they're going to do the rest of the game, especially with the lead, because the run's been working, and you can run the clock while doing what's working. That's kind of the obvious move here by the Blue Devils.
2nd and 8 for the Blue Devils here. Hackman under center. Wallace in motion. Pitch to Wallace. Running left. It's strung out. He's stuffed at the line of scrimmage. Hillsdale flying up to make the play. And Wallace loses yards there.
Great job by Brock Bauer to set the edge here on the outside. They went to Siren Wallace, tossed it to the left, but Brock Bauer was right there to kind of act as a wall to force Siren to go inside rather than kick it to the outside and get to the sideline.
3rd and 9 now. And we've discussed it. Very perplexing move for Danville here, switching up their offense. That when they've been so successful with 2 receivers spreading Hillsdale out a little bit, they come back to that set. Hackman in the gun, 2 receivers to his right, H-back to his left, running back setting a sidecar. Now the H-back and the tight end go in motion. This is the same offense Hillsdale runs, and it's just student body left. Hackman on the keep all the way, trying to get to the corner. Danville has it sealed up. Hillsdale has it sealed up, and Hackman loses yards on consecutive plays. Danville loses yards, and Hillsdale has committed more men to the line of scrimmage and is now stopping the run and has forced a Danville punt.
Yep, punt team coming out. Josh Byers will kick another one away. So Josh Byers, he's the backup punter. Last week, actually 2 weeks ago, Nolan Ridgway is usually the punter for this team. He got hurt on the defensive end. They're still using him to play defense, but they decided to not let him punt. So Byers has taken his place. He's done a good job.
Bauer on the ball, fields it, he fumbles it, muffed it a little bit, but covers it right away. And he covers the ball at the 35-yard line. So Hillsdale takes over 1st and 10, a a hangout 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line. 6 minutes, 12 seconds to go in the third quarter. The ball set up on the left hash.
It's not bad from your backup punter, isn't it?
Not bad at all.
Yeah, almost forced a muff, and Brock Bauer kind of caught it like a breadbasket sort of, kind of reached forward, went underhanded catch. It's still able to corral it in, and Hillsdale's got first down.
First time Hillsdale, receiver right, receiver left. Give to Sloan, flips it again to McFadden. McFadden's got some green grass in front of him, and he's got some jets. Finds their gear, beautiful block by Lewis. Springs McFadden down the sidelines, and he's all the way to the 15, 20-yard line. Beautiful block by Cale Lewis downfield. Let's see that on the replay.
Yeah, so Danville, they love to do some misdirection on their offense. Well, Hillsdale's doing a little bit of that of their own, and you see Cale Lewis leading the way. He makes a big block on Cy Wallace. That's a pancake for your quarterback.
Oh, get the maple syrup out, folks. Beautiful pancake for the quarterback. And the play clock at 15, and Hillsdale just breaking the huddle. The play clock at 10 now. Really cannot afford another penalty for Hillsdale. 2 receivers to the left, 1 on the right. Sloan the sidecar. Lewis with the ball. Give to Sloan. Fakes the flip to McFadden this time. This time Sloan keeps it. And he just does not seem to have the burst he normally has.
And there's that punter I told you about who's not punting this week. That's the number 10, Nolan Ridgeway. He's the number 1 punter. But he's able to get out there and make a big tackle on Sloan. So you see why they want him to just focus on defense and not really worry about kicking the football.
Yeah, great. I like the call play, and Sloan's still able to get ahead. You know, that shows how good the blocking was downfield. I thought that went for no gain. That went for 3 yards, so not the worst call there, and it keeps Danville honest. So look for that little reverse to come back. Lewis in the shotgun with the ball, surveys, steps up in the pocket, rolls to his right. No one's open, and wisely slides down.
And it looks like Josh Byers was the one to get in there. I told you this yesterday when we were talking on the phone. Josh Byers, he'll typically stay in coverage, but the second that you see that quarterback roll out, he wants to be the first one there, and that time he was. Forced Cale to kind of just slide, and Byers was there for the tackle.
Cale Lewis wisely slides down there. In previous games, he's thrown that ball up, but lived to fight another down, and we've got 3rd and 7. Obviously 4-down territory for the Falcons right here. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Sloan the sidecar. Sloan stays in the block. Lewis throwing it up, 50-50 ball, and he's got a man in the end zone.
I think that's in.
And that's a touchdown. Number 2, Holland Young. The home crowd wants a penalty, but absolutely not. That was a great play by Young. The home crowd wants a push off, but that was just making a play on the ball. Let's see the replay.
How about the senior making a play in the biggest game of his career? Yeah, there may have been some contact on that push-off, but still a heck of a play from Holland Young, and it looks like it's going to count. So touchdown Hillsdale, and they're going to looks like they're going to kick the extra point.
I like this call right here. Just kick the extra point. You got A.J. Brown. Puts you down by 3 if you get it. Snap, hold, kick is up, and kick is blocked again.
I think Caleb Lucas got on that one. Caleb Lucas has 2 blocked punts this season. That time now he adds a blocked field goal to his resume. That's the 2nd blocked extra point today.
We'll take a break. When we come back, Hillsdale kicks off.
At the Killbuck Savings Bank, you can expect great products and service from a fellow Knox County Chamber member. Now offering premier card processing solutions and services, ensuring the business owners understand their credit card processing fees. We have a wide selection of card processing solutions that provide lower fees, faster payment, additional security, exceptional marketing features, and help to improve your business operations and customer experience.
Welcome back to Shelby High School. Hillsdale just scored. Hillsdale with 3 touchdowns. Danville with 3 touchdowns. The difference in this game, the point after try, Danville is 2 of 3 with 2 2-point conversions. The ball falls off the tee. Like I mentioned, Danville is 2 of 3 on 2-point conversions. That gets them to 22 points. Hillsdale 0 for 3. They missed a 2-point conversion, and they've had 2 PATs blocked. So that is the difference in this game.
Yeah, and it's interesting how that works. Danville, they don't kick extra points. They trust themselves enough to get 2 yards on 2 points, and they've done it twice here today. It's really fun to see how that's been the deciding factor so
Hayden
far.
McFadden kicks it off. Ball's on the ground, fielded by Foray, and he is tracked down right away. Great coverage by number 2, Holland Young. Have a game, young man. And Danville takes over at the 24-yard line, so great coverage by the Falcons. We'll call it the 25-yard line. Great coverage by the Falcons. Ball set in the middle of the field. Danville comes out. This is the offense that's been working for him. One receiver right, one receiver left. Single back in the backfield. Man in motion. Hackman has the ball. Give to Burke. Burke plows ahead, and he is ahead for a solid 5 yards on 1st and 10.
Yeah, that's usually what you get out of Aiden Burke. Danville coming into today in the postseason, they averaged 10 yards a carry. Aiden Burke, I would say he's closer to that 5 range because just usually when they hand it off to anyone other than Burke and Wallace, it throws off the defense and they get more yards. But Aiden Burke, he's doing a good job today, doing a good job the last 2 weeks. He's had a fantastic senior year.
Hackman with the call, brings it to the huddle. Burke, I love the way he runs through the line, both hands on the ball. Someone take a video of that. And Danville comes out in that wing tee again. Two wings. Give to Burke up the middle, and it's stuffed quickly again.
And you noted how he puts 2 hands on the ball. That was actually Byers on the carry that time.
Thank you.
Yeah, Josh Byers, he doesn't get too many carries, but he gets that one there. But Aiden Burke, he puts that sort of protection on the ball because he has 6 fumbles this year. That's something that he's struggled with. But since the playoffs, he's only had 1 fumble all playoffs long, and that's because they've been intentional with him just putting 2 hands on the football, keeping it there, and just get as many yards as you can. Don't try to push it and put the ball with just 1 arm.
Very important third down here for the Blue Devils. 2 receivers left. The H-back and tight end motion left. Running back sets to the left to Hackman. Hackman gives the ball, runs up the middle, and it is stuffed right away. He pushes ahead for more yards. Now it's going to be close. Oh, I thought Danville had it stuffed. Or I'm sorry, Hillsdale. I thought Hillsdale had it stuffed. Danville pushes ahead. Kind of a scrum run right there. But I think Danville is still going to be a little bit short.
But I think Danville goes for this. I'm going to be completely honest with you. Because this is like 4th in inches, and Danville is a running football team, and I think they trust themselves to get this.
It is 4th in inches from the 34, between the 34 and the 35-yard line. The ball has to get to the 35-yard line for a first down. It's between the 34 and the 35, and we have an official's timeout for a measurement. Score is Danville 22, Hillsdale 18. 2 minutes, 36 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Got a little lag on the scoreboard there. We're getting that fixed. And it is just short as we thought. So, biggest play of the game so far. Hillsdale's defense has stiffened up here in this third quarter. And Danville looking to get, I believe this would be their first down in the second half.
Yeah,
if they're able to convert.
I think you're right about that. And Danville right here, they trust their gut. And I know they're only up by 4 points, but the Blue Devils, they're very, very confident they can get half a yard.
Danville rushes the guy on late now. 2 receivers, 2 wings, man back deep, and Hillsdale absolutely stones it in the backfield. Danville lineman trying to push ahead, but Hillsdale having none of it, and Hillsdale forces a turnover on downs and takes over. Oh, what a costly decision that was for the Blue Devils. They give Hillsdale a short field.
2 words. Brady Critchbaum was the first person there. He stopped Aiden Burke in his tracks. Here it is. Yep, 51 in white. We're seeing it on our screen right now. You'll see it on a delayed broadcast if you want to watch live at 10 o'clock. And then also Jake Haven got in there at the end, helped him out, And it's now first down Falcons.
Here we go. Lewis in the gun. Flips to McFadden. Danville has it snuffed out a little better this time. McFadden makes a man miss. And lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. Boy, I think they've gone back to the well one too many times on that one, Jonathan.
Yeah, and Caleb Lucas was not happy with the officials. He thought he was shoved down in the back, wanted a block in the back. He fell to the deck. You see it, 78. It looked like he might have had a block in the back right there that he got away with. But Hillsdale, they get back. Actually, no, they don't get back to the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 1, second and 11.
Second and 11. Really surprised Hillsdale doesn't go for a deep strike right there after the turnover. But here we go. 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. Lewis with the ball, surveys, and we have stoppage.
Flag.
Flag on the Falcons, and the Danville sideline's getting rowdy. Makes it 2nd and 15.
I'll be honest, I heard a couple of boos after that 4th down call where Coach Bloom decided to go for it on 4th and inches.
Yeah.
And I
Rightfully
personally agree with the call. I think that you could have gotten the yards. I think you could have made a different play call.
Not on that side of the 50. I don't agree with it either. Not the way Hillsdale's offense has been cooking. 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. Lewis with the ball, surveys, got a man open, and it almost – does he get the first down?
I think
he get a number here on the receiver.
That's McFadden right there. So McFadden makes the catch.
McFadden on a huge catch. That was 2nd and 15. McFadden pushes the ball ahead for a hangout, first down. Hillsdale cooking here. They've scored on their last 2 drives. They've got the ball at the 24-yard line on the right hash, threatening to score again. And this is the formation that's worked for Hillsdale. 2 right, 2 left. Sloan in the sidecar. Lewis in the gun. Give to Sloan up the middle. And Sloan's free. Sloan up the middle. Makes a man miss. And he's dragged down, but Danville trying to strip the ball away. But Hillsdale able to get the ball down to the 7-yard line, will make it 1st and goal. And there's the bounce we talked about. They've been stretching Danville out, and then they hit it right up the middle. Sloan gets up slow.
And there's the run game that Coach Klein said needed to start get going. And when he says run game, he means Owen Sloan. And right there, he's able to get inside the 10, and they're sitting pretty.
Sloan stays in the game.
17 seconds left in the
2 receivers
third.
right, 2 receivers left. Closing seconds in this 3rd quarter. It's been all Hillsdale. And Hillsdale looks content to try and run the clock out here, trying to get Danville to jump. Danville holding their water. And that takes us to the 4th quarter. Hillsdale threatening from the 7-yard line. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll flip the field. Hillsdale will have it 1st and goal from the 7. Stick with us. We'll be right back.
At Knox Community Hospital, your primary care physician is more than someone who delivers your test results, more than someone who writes prescriptions, more than someone who listens to your heart. We are your healthcare partner who takes the time to know you, listen to your concerns, and provide you with expert personalized care to make and keep you well. Because to us, you're more than just numbers on a chart. You're a neighbor and a friend. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community.
Welcome back to Shelby High School. The Hillsdale Falcons were down by 3 possessions, and they're threatening now. Down 4 points to the Blue Devils. 1st and 10, 7-yard line. 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. Sloan in the sidecar. Give to Sloan up the middle. Oh, he had a crease and was just tripped up. He takes the ball inside the 5-yard line. We're going to kick it down to Brian Skowronski now.
He's tripped up by number 54, Owen Grunberg.
Well, guys, we knew that the weather was going to have a big factor tonight. Obviously, it's been chilly from the start. I didn't know that was going to be the case, though, with the hydration for these kids. The water bottles over on the Danville sideline are all frozen with the exception of a couple. The kids had to run into the locker room and get some fresh water just so they can stay hydrated out here. Big second down coming up.
Running it. Thanks for that great reporting, Brian. Frozen water bottles. Brutal. Brutal. But that last play equally as brutal as Hillsdale tries to run the ball again, and they're looking at 3rd and goal from the 5. The run, they've had one really successful run call all game. That was Sloan's a couple runs ago when Sloan advanced it down to the 7-yard line. Other than that, Danville's been stout. So look for something. I like Cale Lewis rolling to his right or left, or right to roll to his right, Jonathan.
See what happens.
3 receivers to the right. Lewis, on the quick slant, and it's batted down at the line of scrimmage.
There's Caleb Lucas again making a big play.
Caleb Lucas with a huge play forces a 4th and goal. And what is Hillsdale going to do? They've had 3 PATs blocked. I don't think there's any way Hillsdale tries to kick a field goal here.
And you're down 4.
You're down 4. You got to go for a touchdown, especially the way your defense has played in this second half. Hillsdale comes out. Here we go. 4th quarter. 10 minutes, 41 seconds left. Hillsdale, 4th and goal from the 5. 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. Sloan in the sidecar. Lewis with the ball. Surveys, throws, picked off. Danville picks it off. And they return it to about the 7-yard line.
There's a flag.
Flag on the play, though.
I think it's going to be pass interference.
Oh, if this is pass interference, this could be the first really costly penalty for Danville. Let's see the replay. Oh, yeah. That's as easy as pass interference gets. He decleated them before the ball was there. Easiest call of the night here. But pass interference in high school is not an automatic first down. So the ball be advanced halfway to the goal, but it remains 4th down. So not the worst pass interference call if you're Danville.
When you're watching back this game later tonight, you're going to laugh with us at that pass interference. That was a throw up the middle.
So here we go.
And receiver was decked to the ground.
4th and goal again for Hillsdale. Like I said, pass interference high school, not automatic first down. 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. Lewis keeps it this time, pushes ahead, stretches for the goal line, and he gets it. Hillsdale in for the touchdown. The call from the side judge. Throws his hands up, and that makes it Hillsdale 24, Danville 22. And this is the easiest 2-point conversion call Coach Klein's ever had. Brown's been automatic all year, but I don't think there's any way. No, Hillsdale is coming out for the PAT.
I mean, if you get it, it's a 25-22 game.
Yeah, but you've had the last 2 blocked. Here we go. Brown on the PAT. The line has to do better holding up. They do this time. It's up, and it is good. And, folks, that's why I'm in the booth and Coach Klein's on the sidelines. The Hillsdale line figures it out. We'll take a break. When we come back, Hillsdale kicks off with the lead.
At Knox Community Hospital, your primary care physician is more than someone who delivers your test results, more than someone who writes prescriptions, more than someone who listens to your heart. We are your healthcare partner who takes the time to know you, listen to your concerns, and provide you with expert personalized care to make and keep you well. Because to us, you're more than just numbers on a chart. You're a neighbor and a friend. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community.
Welcome back to Shelby High School. Hillsdale kicks off with the lead for the first time all game.
And this is the first time Danville has been down in the playoffs at all.
There's the frozen water bottles. Brutal. Brutal. McFadden kicks the ball off. Good kick. Lands. Fielded by the Danville deep man and ushered out of bounds around the 20.
Yeah, more like the 30-yard line.
Yes, you're right.
Foray.
Thank you, Jonathan. The 30-yard line. Foray again. And here comes Danville's offense, and they are going to have to open it up a little bit now. I think Danville just went into a shell way too early. And it's 10 minutes, 27 seconds left to go in this third quarter. A whole lot of game. Danville allowing 25 points this game when they've only allowed 3.5 points per game all playoffs.
Yeah, and it's just a testament to the competition taking a big step from last week to this week. Hillsdale is nothing that Danville has seen yet this playoffs. All right.
Hackman under center, power I, gives the tailback, and they get their hands on Wallace, but he gets away. Great effort by Wallace. That's the best 3-yard run you'll see all year, folks. Wallace was wrapped up in the backfield. He's not a big back, but he does a great job, like a Roger Craig, just lifted there. The Roger Craig knee lift right there.
Yeah, and that's the unfortunate part about being 5'7", 145 pounds. If he could get past that last guy who was tugging him at the jersey,
he was gone.
He's gone. Yep, you're right.
3 receivers right, Hackman in the gun. That's Wallace to his left, man in motion. Give to Wallace going right. And he is tracked down immediately.
Loss of 1.
Loss of 1. Hillsdale has obviously made some great adjustments at halftime on the defensive side of the ball, and they've allowed no first downs so far this second half. 9:33 to go in the third quarter. Ball on the right hash, the 34-yard line. Huge third down for Danville. My, oh, my. Hillsdale has scored on their last 3 drives. They certainly do not want to punt and have a 3-and-out right here.
And this is your 3rd and long. I know it's 3rd and 6, but Danville, they got to get some yards.
2 receivers right, 2 receivers left, man in motion. Hackman rolls to his left, surveys, got pressure. That was Kirschbaum in his face. Hackman gets away. Now he turns it upfield, lowers his shoulder, and ushered out.
He's not
Very physical hit.
He's not going to get the first down, but that was a heck of a run from Jacob Hackman, able to get past the first rusher who was kind of meeting him to when he rolled out to the left. Got past him, then put his body on the line to try and get there. I think that's a very not so generous spot right there, putting him at the 38. I thought he got to the 39.
4th and 2. Danville's learned their lesson now. They're going to punt. Put it up. Oh, almost blocked. Bauer back, lets it roll.
Beautiful punt. Josh Byers has been big with the boot.
Hillsdale takes over after Danville touches it down around the 6-yard line. Well, if you're Bauer, you really want to have that one back because you want to field that one even if you do get tackled.
And now with 8:22 left, Hillsdale, they love to throw the football, but now they got to kill some time against this Danville Blue Devil team that at any moment can explode and get a big play.
Jonathan, I submit to conventional wisdom here where you would try to run the clock out. But listen, if I'm Hillsdale, I stick with what got me back in the game. I keep my foot on the gas pedal right here if I'm Hillsdale. 3 points is not enough. Hillsdale with the ball, 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left, Sloan in the sidecar, Lewis in the gun. They give to Sloan at the middle, and he pushes ahead for just a couple yards. We've seen Hillsdale throw 98-yard strikes, 90-yard strikes from this kind of spot. I was really expecting Coach Klein to take that kind of shot right here.
Yeah, especially against the secondary in Danville that's not the tallest. A lot of these guys are under 6 foot. They've been able to exploit them a couple of times today, but I feel like they haven't taken enough shots like that against these guys in the back for Danville.
Well, maybe it's the grip on the ball. It's so cold that Lewis isn't getting a good grip because he's uncharacteristically underthrown some. Here we go. 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. Sloan in the sidecar. Lewis with the ball. Surveys. Defensive line has great protection. Now he rolls out, gets down the sidelines, and he's caught from behind, but not before Lewis can scramble for about 2 yards. So it's going to be 3rd and 5 or 6.
Yeah, it looks like going to be 5. So
3rd
this
and
is
5.
By far, obviously, I don't think I have to tell you, but this is the biggest play of the game right here. Got to keep Hillsdale from a first down because they're not going to go for it on their own 11. They're going to punt it away, and it's going to be favorable most likely because you could potentially return this to midfield if you're Danville.
4th quarter, 7 minutes to go. 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. Sloan the sidecar to Lewis's left. Lewis takes a snap. Quick throw. And Holland Young climbs the ladder and comes down with a huge first down. Holland Young came into this game, 53 catches, 819 yards. Just a workhorse of a receiver, and he's having a whale of a game tonight.
Yeah, you're right. He's made a bunch of big catches, and this time Aiden Burke is late to closing in from the middle. Just leaves an open window for the first down for Hillsdale.
And now if you're Hillsdale, you can run about 3 or 4 minutes off the clock on another set of downs. First and 10. 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. Sloan in the sidecar, Lewis with the ball. Quick pass to, that looks like Kyle Turk. Kyle Turk down the sidelines. Kyle Turk breaking tackles, and Kyle Turk to the 40-yard line.
That's a name we did not think we were going to hear as much as we have today, Zach. And he's been big, stepped up big time, couple of big catches. None bigger than that one right there. Solid return earlier in the game.
He's been emerging. Every week I've seen him, he's been emerging, making more and more plays. And it's so tough in Division 7. You hardly ever see teams this balanced. But then you have teams this balanced with 4 wide receivers that can beat you and a running back.
And, by the way, have you seen the offensive line that Hillsdale is bringing out? They got some big boys.
Big boys. At Danville, only 3 down linemen.
No sacks.
Dropping a bunch of guys back. Give to Sloan. That's stuffed out right away.
Owen Gronberg with the TFL, number 54 in blue for Danville. Just as I say, they haven't had any sacks yet. That right there is a TFL. Big play for Danville.
6 minutes to go in the game. 6 minutes to go in the game. 2nd and 12 for Hillsdale. Slow down. On the 40-yard line. Hillsdale takes her time, coming to the line of scrimmage. 2 receivers to the left. H-back to the right. Sloan setting the sidecar to the left.
Fumbled
Lewis
snap.
fumbles the ball and then just falls on it, and he kind of realizes he could have picked it up and gotten something out of it, but now it is 3rd and a country mile. We're going to call it 10.
No, it looks like
16? 18?
Yeah. So
3rd and 18. We saw Hillsdale convert one like this earlier, though.
Yeah, you can't knock Kill Lewis for just falling on that ball because you're just being safe.
Absolutely.
That's the best thing that you could probably do there. Of course, you could probably pick it up and make something out of it.
That's
but
what he's coached to do.
Be conservative.
100%. That's what he's coached to do. 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. Now Haven goes out wide as a receiver. Good protection. Lewis steps on the pocket, launches it downfield.
That's got to be grounding.
Well, if it went past the line of scrimmage, and they think he might have a receiver in the area,
they're
discussing it. It'll be a loss of downs and a penalty. And the Danville fans are clamoring for it.
By the way, yep, there's the flag.
There's the flag. That's the first poor decision Lewis has made all night. He actually had decent coverage. What Danville's doing better than anyone else is they're getting pressure with just 3 guys, and it's coming right up the middle. That's where Lewis wants to slide up the pocket, and Danville getting pressure with 3 guys and up the middle.
And I'll tell you what, in all these close games that Danville has played this season, I think the turning point has always been their defensive line finally being able to break through and get pressure on the quarterback. I've seen it numerous times in games that they've played close this season.
Hillsdale comes out to punt. 4 minutes, 51 seconds left to go in the game. McFadden calls the ball. Punt is away, but it's short and it's low, and it's out around the 39-yard line. McFadden doesn't even get it to the first set of sticks. Danville takes over. That might as well be a turnover on downs. The punt was so bad. Danville takes over inside the Hillsdale 40-yard line. It was shanked badly.
Yeah, shanked to the left.
That was 4th and 18. And that punt went 8 yards.
Want to welcome in Northmore fans. I know that game has likely been decided. Big win for Kirtland, who will be playing in a state championship next week. Now they're here cheering on their Danville Blue Devils in the KMAC.
Here we go. 2 receivers left. Burke in the sidecar. Hackman with the ball. Give up the middle. And he's found. Look like the ball's. I thought the ball was on the ground. Hackman kept it. I was faked out.
Wow,
Hackman gets the corner. Makes a man miss down the sidelines. Amazing individual effort by Hackman.
We have seen some big runs today. That's only going to go for 10 yards, but Zach, I think that's run of the night right there because he could have lost 3 yards. He was able to break to the outside and just get past that contained man and get he did get the first down.
I was faked out on the handoff. He did a great job all the way around. Great fake, great individual effort.
4.5 minutes left.
Hackman in the gun now. That's Burke to his right in the sidecar. 2 receivers to the right. H-back, set it behind the guard. Give to Burke. 2 hands on the ball. Breaks the first tackle and plows ahead for 4 yards.
And that's what you like to see out of Aiden Burke. He's not – obviously, this is a big moment, and he might want to try and play hero ball here soon. And you can do that. Just keep those two hands on the football. You've been struggling with ball security all year. Don't change things up now, just trying to get a score to take the lead.
Want to welcome in all 1,800 people listening to this audio cast. Welcome to OH Report for a great game. Hackman under center. Burke as the running back. Two receivers right. H-back set up to the right now. Give to Burke. He runs it right in the middle, and he's ahead for very close to a first down. And the clock is ticking. 3 minutes, 50 seconds left.
Danville's got 2 timeouts left. Hillsdale's got 3 timeouts. So, yeah, clock's ticking, but Danville feels in control right now, approaching the red zone with a 3rd and 1 on the way.
Hillsdale had made some sort of adjustment along their defensive front. This is the first really positive drive for Danville after a really bad punt. 2 receivers right. That's Wallace now at the tailback spot. H-back to the left. Wallace is a home run hitter. And he stuffed the line, but no, it's a fake. It's a pass. Oh, and it's great fake, but Hillsdale had it covered, had 2 men back, and guess who? Kyle Turk making a great play. And I said earlier, if he's even, he's leaving. Kyle Turk diagnoses that tight end, doesn't stop to block him, takes off running, and stays right with him and is right there to make a play.
I'm shocked they went with a throw on 3rd and 1.
Here it is.
Now you face 4th and 1, and you didn't get this earlier in the half.
4th and 1 from the 20. Then he gets to the 20-yard line. They're at the 19 and a half. 3 running backs in the backfield. The give, that's Wallace, and he's stopped, and it's going to be so close. Hillsdale thinks they stuffed it. We'll have to see the spot. I don't know. It's too close. Wallace made a little side cut instead of running behind his pads. Oh, you'd like to see Wallace just run behind his pads there. Hillsdale thinks they have it, and that is the 2nd turnover on downs for Danville this half. Hillsdale takes over with 3 minutes left to go in the game.
And they were both on 4th and 1, Zach. And this is a Danville team that has run for 10 yards per carry through the playoffs, and now they just can't even get one in the biggest moments.
2:44 in the first half. I'd love to see what they had in the second half.
Yep.
That's going to be a great tale of 2 halves. Hillsdale scored on 4 consecutive drives. Hillsdale scored before Danville forced a horrible punt. Hillsdale dodged the bullet. Now they come out. 1 receiver right, 1 receiver left. Sloan in the sidecar. Give to Sloan.
Good spin away.
Sloan spins away. He had 2 hands on the ball, and he is ahead for a very important 6 yards on first down, and he hops up trying to shake it off.
3:03 left, and it seems that timeout has been called by Danville, so they're going to play these timeouts very early compared to probably some other teams you'll see in like college and NFL. Danville's going to go early. They want as much time on the clock as possible, especially being a team that runs the football. I'm sure they'll pass a little bit more if they can get the ball back and drive down the field to potentially win it. But they're going to still try and run it on any sort of final drive they get.
So timeout, Danville. I think that's very wise. Use your timeouts on defense. Problem is, if they do force a punt, Danville does force a punt, now they have to be a passing team.
And you're also playing a situation right now because that was a pretty good first down run, 5 yards. And if they get this first down here on 2nd, you can hold on to that timeout and just let the clock run until the next set of downs begins.
2nd and 5. Sloan in the sidecar. 2 receivers. Give to Sloan. And he is stuffed at the line of scrimmage and ripped back. He's going to lose a yard on that.
Good job by Nolan Ridgway to get in there first. Byers helped him get him down.
They are calling it. He made it back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, just barely. But
that was a very fortuitous spot.
Yeah, I know. It's very generous
Falcons.
for Hillsdale. So that's going to make it now 3rd and 5.
3rd and 5. Just an incredibly played game by both sides.
And Danville calls that last time out.
We've seen great blocking, great tackling by both sides. Hard-fought game. This is just what you signed up for in the semifinals. 2 small schools getting after it, both with the same kind of culture, so to speak. Hard-nosed culture. We've got water bottles frozen on the sidelines, and kids are just toughing it out.
Yeah, and the thing is also These teams have only met twice. The first time 2 years ago,
We got to change
Danville
that.
42, Hillsdale 41.
They got to
You're
change
exactly
that.
right.
They
I
got to
believe-
change that. They're 20-some miles apart. Here we go. 2 receivers, H-back, and a tight end to the left. And they get Danville to jump. Oh, they're so mad. Danville defensive tackles are so upset with themselves. But Hillsdale gets Danville to jump, moves the ball ahead 5 yards. It's still going to be short of a first down. No, they're calling it a first down. I had 3rd and 6. Did you not see 3rd and 6, Jonathan?
I think it was 3rd and 5. So
Was it 3rd and 5?
It's
Okay.
really close, but yeah, it'll be an automatic first down. And it was Greg Wilson who jumped, number 60 in blue. That's really heartbreaking. But with 2:56 to go, you can't give up another first down or it's over.
Yeah,
you can maybe live.
You
with
maybe
getting
live
it here.
if you force a punt. We'll see. 2 receivers for Hillsdale, one on the right, one on the left.
2:56.
Unbalanced
to go.
line left. Hand off to Sloan. Sloan has the edge. Sloan ahead for about 7 yards on first down, and the clock runs.
Isn't that a gut punch right there to give up 7 on first?
And you know they're going to run when you know they're going to run. Clock ticking. Play clock now sitting at 30 seconds. 2 minutes, 35 seconds to go in the game. Hillsdale will have to snap the ball with about 2 minutes, 10 seconds left on the clock. So after this play, will be under 2 minutes. Lewis brings him to the line. 2 receivers, one on the right, one on the left. H-back, hand off to Sloan, running left, tries to get the corner, and he is dragged down.
Wow.
Great individual effort by that Danville tackler.
That was Owen Gronberg, and he's just a sophomore right there making a big play in the state Final Four, and I don't know how he was able to wrap him up. Sloan with the speed just kind of turns him around just a time or two, throws him down for a loss. That's big.
Third and 5 again. 3rd and 5. A minute 45 left to go in the game. Now 15 seconds left on the play clock. Hillsdale will snap it with about a minute 35 left to go.
Number 0 on the line as a linebacker he's going to come in here. Josh Byers, keep an eye on him.
So for some reason, Danville's playing 2 safeties.
And that was a timeout called by Hillsdale, so they'll talk things over. They wanted to see what Danville was in.
Wise timeout by the Falcons. Takes it to 2. They still have 2 timeouts left. 3rd and 5.
Yeah, I think you bring up a good point there, Zach. 2 safeties here on 3rd down and 5. I feel like you could take an extra linebacker. You need someone else on the second level to help out Josh Byers because you know he's going to make a play. But you need someone else there for any sort of other potential attack that Hillsdale could bring on.
I also like, and you go with what got you here, right? But Jake Haven has shown some ability to get some tough yards from that spot where Sloan usually is. We obviously Sloan isn't 100%. Jake Haven was running for tough yards against Cuyahoga Heights last week. He goes about 205 pounds. I don't mind giving the ball to Jake Haven right here and let him run in the middle and see what we get. But Danville has been stout all night across the defensive front. Those 3 defensive linemen have earned their keep tonight. Here we go. 3rd and 5 for Hillsdale. Trying to close the game out.
Jet sweep.
Jet sweep to McFadden. He's got a crease, but it closes up quickly.
There he is again. Owen Gronberg, another TFL.
Owen Gronberg with a huge tackle for a loss. But Hillsdale will be able, it's 4th down, Hillsdale will be able to run the clock down to about 45 seconds. They'll have to punt with about 45 seconds left is what I'm coming up with. About 45 seconds left. They'll have to punt the ball. Hillsdale will. The last punt was disastrous.
You're right about that. And also, you know what? I won't say it. I'll just let it play out.
My man's not trying to jinx anybody. Jonathan's not trying to. I am not afraid to jinx anybody, Jonathan. I do not believe in jinxes. I don't. They don't exist. But we'll go that way. So 41 seconds left to go in the game. Hillsdale 25, Danville 22. Danville just stopped the Hillsdale drive short on the Hillsdale 33-yard line. So Hillsdale in an obvious punting situation
And you know Danville's going to bring the heat.
You have to. You have to. So you need a clean snap and a clean hold. Hayden McFadden with the surest hands on the team for Hillsdale, so you have the right man back.
And, and another big thing is on Danville's end, do not rough this punter.
Who's
do
back?
not rough this punter.
Who's that back for Danville? No, Danville pulls him up. Danville's not sending anyone back.
They're literally all going for this punt. One timeout left for the Falcons if they want to use it.
Danville has won the special teams battle all night. Hillsdale calling out their blocks. McFadden calls the ball. Snap, hold. McFadden gets it away. It's a great punt. This thing's going to roll forever. And it does. It rolls all the way down. And the clock's running. If you're Hillsdale, do not touch the ball. And they don't. The referee finally blows it dead with 29 seconds left. Hillsdale's Hayden McFadden comes through again with a beautiful punt. The Danville fans are not happy there was no one back. They are not happy.
Man, that's tough because what I was going to say, I didn't want to jinx it. Caleb Lucas has blocked 2 punts this year, and I knew he was going to be close to that one, and he was. He was very, very close, but they were just able to get it off, and with nobody back, that ran down an extra 5 seconds.
1st and 10 for the Blue Devils from their 20-yard line. Screen pass, it's wide open. Walsh has got green grass in front of him.
He's got to get out of bounds.
And he runs out of bounds wisely, but beautiful play call by Danville there, setting up a little screen pass. And Wallace was wide open. Danville with a chunk play to get started, only down 3.
The problem is, though, it was a good play. Siren ran a long way, but it was only 9 yards technically because he was running diagonally to get out of bounds.
21 seconds to go in the game. Danville now has it at their 34-yard line on the left hash.
10 seconds on the play clock.
What is Danville doing? 10 seconds on the play clock. Hackman has to hustle his guys to spots. 5 seconds left. 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. Hackman has the ball, surveys. He's got the pressure, steps up. Hackman scrambles. Hillsdale gets him. Oh, Hillsdale doesn't get him down. 7 seconds runs off the clock. 14 seconds left to go in the game. Hillsdale got pressure with 4 guys.
And the problem here is that I talked to the quarterback's coach for Danville in practice, and he said that the only thing they ask for out of their quarterback is, can you throw a 5-yard out route? That's how much they buy into the run game. And now you've got Jacob Hackman in a situation where he needs to go now 60 yards down the field to win it.
Here we go. But number 12 gets it. He can get all 60 yards in one play. 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. Hackman in the gun. The snaps have been a little high all game. Calls to the ball.
False start.
Oh, and the Hillsdale lineman, I feel so bad for him.
Danville lineman, yeah.
I'm sorry, Danville lineman, I feel so bad for him. Very costly penalty. Takes it back 5 yards.
And that's not one of their starting linemen.
Is there a runoff right there, I wonder?
Shouldn't be.
No, because the clock was already stopped.
Yep.
So there won't be a runoff because the clock wasn't stopped. So 2nd and 9, but it doesn't matter. 14 seconds left. 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. Wallace in the sidecar, man in motion. Hackman calls to the ball, has it, surveys, looks, has a man open. Number 11 catches it and gets out of bounds. Number 11, Aiden Mickley. He's ahead for about 9 yards. 10 seconds left to go on the clock.
So you get 15 yards there. I know, 10 yards pretty much.
1st and 10, new set of downs. Hackman with the play, brings it in the huddle.
You probably got one more of these short ones, and then you got to go for the Hail Mary.
3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Wallace in the backfield. Hackman in the gun. Hillsdale brings 4. Hackman steps up, got a man open again, and overthrows him. 6 seconds left.
You overthrow your tallest receiver, Caleb Lucas. That's a brutal pass, and you hate to see it as if you're a Danville fan.
There's one play you run right here. It's the hook and ladder. You hope they practice it, and if you've got it, you've got to call it right now. That's the one play you can run. There's no way that Hackman can throw the ball far enough, and his receivers can get out jumped. You just run the hook and ladder and hope for the best. I'd like to run with Cy Wallace if you can.
Yeah, he's going to be in the. He's going to go out to the slot. So this could be very, very well.
5 wide for Hackman. Calls the ball. Last play of the game. Hackman has protection. Now rolls out. Now he's tracked down. Oh, and he's sacked. and time runs off the clock, and that's how the game ends. Hillsdale, on a gutty performance, earns their first berth at a state championship. Danville played violently, but just came up a little short in the end. Hillsdale had just enough balance of run and pass to win it.
What a play by Brady Critchbaum to get there at the end. We talked about him as a pass protector, that time as a pass rusher, able to get in there and take down Hackman and seal it for the Falcons, who are going to their first ever state championship game.
Haven't seen the result from the Marion local game. It would be
Marion won big.
So Hillsdale takes
41-6
on the juggernaut Marion local in the state championship game next week. So stay with us. Stay with us. We'll keep it right here as the teams shake hands. Boy, I talked about it earlier. These two programs separated by a mere 27 miles, did I say? And we've got to get these guys together more often. Yeah, 27 miles separates these two high schools. And, boy, you talk about computer points. If you want a computer points game with a team that you're competitive with, this is the game you want if you're Hillsdale or Danville in the regular season. Hillsdale avenges a playoff loss to Danville from, I believe, from 2022. Hillsdale avenges that loss. Danville looked like going into halftime, they were, going into at the end of half, we're firmly in control. Hillsdale comes down and scores, goes to half, and then scores on 3 consecutive drives before they're forced out. We're going to kick it down to Brian Skowronski for a sideline interview. Oh, never mind. We'll keep it here. We'll take a quick break. Hey, stay with us. We'll have lots of interviews when we come back. Hey, live and free on OH Report. Don't go anywhere.
At Knox Community Hospital, your primary care physician is more than someone who delivers your test results, more than someone who writes prescriptions, more than someone who listens to your heart. We are your healthcare partner who takes the time to know you, listen to your concerns, and provide you with expert personalized care to make and keep you well. Because to us, you're more than just numbers on a chart. You're a neighbor and a friend. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community.
with our Danville Player of the Game, brought to you by Danville Tire. Cy Wallace hanging out with me. Gritty performance, I think, by you and the entire gang. Just talk about what you did individually, over 100 yards and a touchdown as a freshman. You played great all season long, but to do it on a big stage like this had to have felt pretty good to come out here and individually, really do some nice things.
Yeah, I did, but I couldn't have done it without my O-line and just my coaches helping me and telling me what to look for, and yeah.
A lot of veterans on this team. A lot of kids are going to miss, lost to graduation after this season, but a lot of memories to cherish, obviously, along this journey. What do you think you can take from the senior class, maybe some juniors as well, that you can use moving forward here over the next few years of school?
They've taught me just the hard work in the offseason is what's going to get us this far, and just that's how you win games this deep in the season and just out-physical teams.
You guys have done that basically the entire year. Defensively, you've been great, and coming from a place called Tough Street, obviously you got to bring that mentality out here. And I felt like you guys did that here tonight. What can you say just about the performance overall of the team here, even though obviously, unfortunately, on a losing effort?
Yeah, it wasn't the outcome we wanted, but we played our hearts out. Every single one of these guys, I love them all, and we gave our all, and it just didn't go our way.
Well, we're looking forward to seeing you play over the next few years. Anybody that you want to shout out before we get out of here?
Shout out to my family for always supporting me. Shout out to all the seniors. I love you guys, and you guys really taught me how Danville football should be played, and shout out to all my coaches.
All right, man. The second half of Boom and Zoom. Cy Wallace, our MVP, brought to you by Danville Tire.
At Knox Community Hospital, your primary care physician is more than someone who delivers your test results, more than someone who writes prescriptions, more than someone who listens to your heart. We are your healthcare partner who takes the time to know you, listen to your concerns, and provide you with expert personalized care to make and keep you well. Because to us, you're more than just numbers on a chart. You're a neighbor and a friend. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community.
Yeah, the first step is showing off. Now we're here blowing up.
I am here with our MVP from Hillsdale, and now moving on to the state championship game, Holland Young. Let's just start there, and then winning this game, gritty performance. How's it feel to keep the season moving on?
You know, it's great. That's what we worked all year for, and we're just happy that we get to go down to Canton and compete for a state championship.
And you got on some bling bling here tonight, the 7-Eleven Mammo. What does that even mean?
And 7-Eleven always open, and that's the truth. We're all, our wide receiver group, 7-Eleven, we're always open.
60 receiving yards for you tonight, but a big touchdown. Take me back to that play and that catch.
They called Thunder Lightning, and I just said, Kale, throw that ball up to me. And, you know, it's my ball when it goes up.
You guys were down a few scores, down 10 going into halftime. You hold them scoreless in the second half. What do you think momentum-wise ended up changing for you?
We just decided that we weren't going to get the ball shoved up our rear ends anymore. You know, for the first half, we got kicked in the butt a little bit, but second half we came out and decided that we weren't going to let that happen again.
A lot of young guys on this team. You're obviously one of the veterans and a senior, so to provide the leadership and to be in this position now, moving on to the state championship game, just how satisfying is it overall?
It's special. It's really special playing with these guys. I'm really blessed to be a part of this team, and I'm just grateful that I can be here with my best guys.
All right, man, we're going to turn you loose to go celebrate, but first, look up in the camera, give some shout-outs.
I'd like to shout out my family, my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, and the 7-Eleven group.
All right, Holland Young, your 89 Homes MVP.
At Knox Community Hospital, your primary care physician is more than someone who delivers your test results, more than someone who writes prescriptions, more than someone who listens to your heart. We are your healthcare partner who takes the time to know you, listen to your concerns, and provide you with expert personalized care to make and keep you well. Because to us, you're more than just numbers on a chart. You're a neighbor and a friend. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community.
At the Killbuck Savings Bank, you can expect great products and service from a fellow Knox County Chamber member. Now offering premier card processing solutions and services, ensuring the business owners understand their credit card processing fees. We have a wide selection of card processing solutions that provide lower fees, faster payment, additional security, exceptional marketing features, and help to improve your business operations and customer experience.
Home and kitchen supply, we're building our future with you.
Contractors and do-it-yourselfers, this is Jeff Flowers from Home and Kitchen Supply, here to remind you that we are your best source for kitchens, baths, windows, doors, floors, and more. Quality products, friendly service, great prices. You owe it to yourself to give us a try. You will be glad you did. That's Home and Kitchen Supply, 163 North Diamond Street, downtown Mansfield. We're building our future with you.
Men have a way of doing things. A man has his way of eating, of exercising, of keeping his hands warm, and of straightening up. So, when a man faces a serious life problem like divorce, depression, or suicidal thoughts, shouldn't a man have a way to deal with that too? Well, now he does. I'm Dr. Rich Mahogany. Visit me at mantherapy.org.
They been sleeping on me, think it's time to wake 'em up. They been sleeping on me, think it's time to wake 'em up. You've been playing it safe, now it's time to shake it up. Playing it safe, now it's time to shake it up. So it's time to make a change. Yeah, it's time to break the chains. Yeah, it's time to bring the pain. Let them know, tell them we are not the same. I'm the one that got the flame.
here at Shelby for the Sloan Concrete post-game show, and Hillsdale pulls out a big victory as they hold Danville scoreless in the second half. Brian, Jonathon, and the man ZT here after a really exciting game, but I think that this all kind of boiled down to defense at the end of the game. Zach, I know you're a big defensive guy. What did you see from Hillsdale in terms of adjustments? What did they do better in the second half against the run that they weren't able to do slowing down Boom and Zoom in the first half?
Well, from the press box, what I could see right away is they tackled better at the point of attack. So many times in that first half, you saw Cy Wallace or Burke break that first tackle and get down the field and be tackled by defensive backs. In that second half, right away, I think you saw Hillsdale tackling better at the point of attack. I can't wait to go through the film and see what schematically they changed. But from the 10,000-foot view, it looked like they just tackled better.
And then offensively, the sophomore quarterback, he got things going. I want to go all the way back to the end of the second quarter. How big do you think that was? That they got points going into halftime, a little bit of momentum, and then ate away at the deficit?
Oh, yeah, it was huge. I just think personally that drive there was the turning point of this game, and being able to get the score that early, even with the 10-yard penalty that they had, taking it to first down and 20, being able to recover from that. Of course, they got helped by a 15-yard Danville penalty, but they still kept turning forward, getting that touchdown. They didn't look back.
Let's take a look at the final stats of the night, brought to you, of course, by our good friends over at Sloan Concrete. And when you look at the final numbers and you break them down here, Zach, both of them over 300 yards offensively. We saw for the first 4 playoff games that Danville wasn't giving up very much, so Hillsdale, a little bit of balance there, over 200 yards, over 100 rushing yards. I think obviously that was the difference, probably being a little bit more dynamic on the offensive side of things.
Yeah, my key to the game at the beginning was be balanced, and they were just balanced enough. I think the run that almost you'd say broke the back was Sloan's run at the end of the third quarter to get them down to the 7-yard line, and that was the first real effective run. It was a lot of 3 yards in a cloud of dust, but it was just enough balance to keep Danville honest, to keep their safeties honest, and that allowed some one-on-ones in the back end, and it allowed Lewis to kind of survey the field and find open guys and throw up 50-50 balls sometimes, but his guys always come down with them.
And you've been following the Blue Devils their entire postseason journey so far. They gave up 14 points through 4 weeks. How do you think that Hillsdale was the team that was able to get to them and put up 4 scores tonight?
Well, I think the hold definitely helped defensively. And I just think the fact that they were so dynamic in what Zack said, just being balanced enough, and also being able to throw those balls deep and get it over the shorter secondary. And that's nothing that Danville can really do anything about, just their height, how disadvantaged they were in that sort of aspect with these receivers for Hillsdale, especially Holland Young, who had a fantastic game today. So defensively there, that was definitely one of the big keys. And then I think offensively for Danville, they didn't really use enough ball carriers, in my opinion. They used Siren Wallace most of the time. They use Aiden Burke as well a lot. But the pride of Danville football is them using 7-8 ball carriers. You didn't get that this week. And I think that's going to be something you look back at if you're Coach Bloom and think, could we have gotten Aiden Mickley involved in the rushing game? Could we have gotten maybe Ashton Spalding a couple of carries? They got Josh Byers, I think, maybe 1. So those sort of things. And then also, of course, the biggest turning point, you're over here on your own 40, and you're going for it on 4th and 1. I personally agreed with the call. It's just unfortunate how it turned out, just because 4th and 1, you've been averaging 10 yards a carry. You trust yourself to get that yard, but Hillsdale stepped up.
So put a little bow on their season. They were so dynamic over the last 9 weeks coming into tonight. They were holding their opponents to, very minimal offensive outputs. And after getting shellacked by Northmore in that game, clear back in week 4 or 5 or whatever it was, they came a long way. What do you think you're going to remember most about this Blue Devils team and this journey being another team that got to the Final Four but not able to break through again and get to that state championship?
I think I'm going to remember just the fact that they came together, and I think Coach Bloom has said this numerous times, just that they could have settled and gone 5-5, and they just decided to keep on burning and keep on going, and they ended up with a 12-3 season, which isn't too bad considering where they started, falling to Hopewell Loudon in week 3, falling to Northmore in week 5. I just think that the resiliency of this team, and also some of the young guys that showed out all season long. We saw Owen Gronberg, number 54 in blue, get 2 TFLs there on that last drive, and that's something he's going to bring the next 2 seasons. Siren Wallace with a big game today. He's going to bring that the next 3 years. So where they're at right now, you got to feel good even with the loss.
And you got to feel great if you're the head coach of the Hillsdale Falcons. Trevor Klein, my man, moving on to a state championship game. You never even been to a Final Four. You punch your ticket into Canton. The community was out here supporting. You have to feel like you're on top of the world right now.
Yeah, it's simply an unbelievable feeling, and it was awesome. Our community, even though it was cold and windy, they came out in support of us, which they've been known for that. Even when there was years that we weren't doing too well, I was always told the community showed up in support, and I know the support has been absolutely unbelievable. I know my 7 years as a head coach here, they've always been there and been supportive and have done anything to help out the kids within the school. But yeah, this is just unbelievable. It's so cool for our program, so cool for our school, and so cool for our community.
And it's not over yet. You get to move on, but tonight you fall behind early. You're able to bounce back. Some gritty effort from your kids. You talked about the conditions. A lot of folks I was speaking with felt like maybe that would favor Danville tonight. It didn't, specifically in the second half. What did you like about your bunch and what they did on both sides of the football to not just come back, hold off Danville there at the end to get the victory?
Yeah, our players, well, a little win there. Our players the whole year have done a great job of just being resilient. I mean, they want to do everything they can to play another week, and in the second half our back was against the wall, but they knew they were going to fight to the very end, and that's what they've been known for throughout the whole year. I mean, the Malvern game and this game, and it's just a very gritty group, and a group that has put in the work to be able to earn this opportunity. But I'm so proud of these guys, and they've been such a fun group to be around.
One more week of football still coming up for you, and you get the ultimate test in the state of Ohio. Marion Local, a big winner again tonight. The longest winning streak in the history of the state. That's what's facing you. How much fun is it going to be preparing for an opportunity like that to try to stun the world?
Yeah, for us, when you're a competitor, you want to go up against teams like this. We understand they have a long winning streak. We understand that they've won multiple state championships. But for us, this is a great opportunity to be able to go up against one of the best teams in the state. And we're going to go in with the same mindset we went into with every game, where we expect to show up, we expect to compete. So we understand that they're sitting there waiting for us, but we're looking forward to this opportunity, and we're loving the opportunity to get to play them at Pro Football Hall of Fame Stadium.
All right, Trevor, hey, go celebrate, go get warm, buddy. I know it's cold out here. Enjoy the ride back to Dromesville. And Zach, I'll kind of just let you wrap things up. You've been the Hillsdale guy so far throughout this postseason journey. You've seen that they've had to overcome some games. They've also been some big winners and some others. Going into this game against the Flyers, what are your expectations for the Falcons?
Well, there's this old saying that competitors have, right? When you go up against the Dragon, why not us? Someone's going to beat them someday. Why not us? And I think you have to put everything about what Marion Local is somewhere else, and you have to focus on the X's and the O's, doing your job the best you can for 4 quarters, and then at the end, why not us? So if you're Hillsdale, you want to keep it a one-possession game, keep it as close as you can, and give yourself a chance to win at the end. It's been a lot of fun watching these guys talk about the balance, and they, like we said, we had just enough balance. Marion Local's going to have to plan for that, right? Like, they play a lot of Division 7 teams, but I have not seen a Division 7 team with this much balance, right? We saw Wyndham come in, and they had crazy, prodigious numbers in the running game, and Hillsdale had too much balance for them. And then we saw Malvern, incredibly prodigious numbers in the passing game, and Hillsdale handled them, right? So I think Hillsdale has enough balance, and they play a good enough defense, and it's the state championship, right? And these are high school kids. Just go out there and just let it fly and compete for 4 quarters. And when the dust settles, let's see where the chips fall.
All right, so of course we're going to be in Canton following the Falcons' journey there. Look forward to that coming up this next weekend. But a fantastic job by you guys on the call here tonight. Had a lot of fun out here at Shelby. Another unbelievable high school football game going down live and free on the OH Report, and you guys all got to be a part of it. So for all of our generous sponsors and our amazing staff here at the OH Report tonight, appreciate you all watching out there. And why not us for some heat, maybe a warm shower?
Why not us, baby? Why not us?
Stay toasty. Enjoy your weekend. We'll see you again. We got some high school basketball tomorrow. So long for now.